Call to order, we have, verified the attendance and we do have a quorum, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So let's, the first one is to adopt the agenda.
I'll motion.
Oh, second. Okay. And just pass, all in favor? Aye.
You just have to amend.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, yes, forgot to amend it. We're going to be moving, Lexus Yoga from number 8 up until 1. All in favor?
Aye.
Or do we need a motion?
Yeah.
Okay, motion? Second?
Okay, how many things are we changing on this?
Just the one.
Is that, okay,
Yeah,
so
going to number 1.
so you're gonna amend your motion to
Yeah.
include.
Yeah.
And I'll,
Just 7, yeah.
Okay,
7
all
to
in
1.
favor to move Alexa to number 1.
Aye.
Okay, won't pass. Okay. Okay, then we're going. We're up, Alexa.
I mean, I think it seems pretty comfortable for me to sit in, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So for those who don't know me, I'm Alexis. I know a few faces here. Mostly all of them. So we are looking to have yoga in town. We've had it for many years. Different people have come in. But I'm looking to have it once a week during the farmer's market time in Lakeside. To bring it more to like a younger vibe. So doing yoga at that time, starting slow and steady, and then maybe incorporating more during the week for residents. Residents would receive a discount, so it would be $10 for residents. It would be $15 for non-residents. It will be a free class for anyone who wants to come for their first time. And for those who haven't taken my yoga class, it's not a traditional yoga class, it's more stretching. So it's all levels. And I also have lots of both male and females that come to class. So it's all ages. I also teach for the foundation. So I teach for the Thrivers. We do chair yoga in town. And yeah, I mean, really looking to start small and steady in town. I've been here since 2001. I went to school here when I was a K-12. And now I'm raising a family here. So I've been here since then, a long time. I've never really stepped my feet into doing anything with town. So I'm always kind of scared because celebration can be kind of scary sometimes. But I really do believe in this. I believe that I can make a big difference within the community to bring people together. I brought multiple moms together with a mom group. My son was diagnosed with autism at 3 years old. They told me, get him out, get social. So what I did is I started the Moms of Celebration group. And we brought the moms together for a long time until my kids kind of phased out. So we don't really do as much anymore with that group. But it brought over 400 moms locally into that group. And it still runs on Facebook. And a lot of the moms still, it's nice. So there's a nice community, and I really think I can make a difference within the community, even more so than I am now.
Has anybody discussed what's going to take place?
Where it's gonna take place?
Yeah.
Like Alexa said, we're gonna try once a week, preferably during the farmer's market timeframe. See how that goes. and
Like on the
we can
lawn
expand.
or?
The Great Lawn
Yes.
is where we were looking.
Okay.
So what I would recommend is kind of like what we do with the other proposals, start with the 3-month trial period.
Yes.
If once a week works well, Alexis could work with management on extending. So instead of once a week, it could be 2 or 3 times a week.
That would be great.
And then we would have her return to the committee
Okay.
in order to continue with the 1-year contract.
Okay, and then you'll firm up a time with Nikki, like when it'll be taken, it won't be like 12 o'clock one day, 8 o'clock another.
Yeah,
day.
it has to be, especially, I've been teaching group fitness for over 10 years, so it's gotta be consistent, and then it takes time to build classes. It takes about 6 months to build a class to keep it consistent. But yeah, I think within 3 months, we can definitely.
So
if people, I think.
if you're saying 6 months, would that then, I don't want to set you up for failure either. Would you
Right,
prefer a 6 months over 3?
I think 3 is fine, because I think we'll have a solid group, and with the farmer's market, it's gonna pull people. Not necessarily transient people, but I think it's gonna keep Celebration residents more downtown
Mhm.
to give them an opportunity to say, hey, let's go to yoga and then let's go have breakfast downtown, or let's do something, you know what I mean? So I think within 3 months, we can make it happen. Yeah.
You sure 3 months is okay? I mean, you could do 6.
No, I think that should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just go back around and then we can see what it looks like.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody have any questions? Okay, do I hear a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor? Aye.
Yeah.
Thanks. Am I okay to leave?
Yes, you are.
You better watch the whole thing.
Thank you for coming. in.
Bye,
Yeah,
Alexis.
thank you
Appreciate
so much.
Are you gonna incorporate any yin yoga in it?
Yin yoga?
And
Like
who?
more extended?
Yeah, we can offer like a yin restorative gentle yoga.
Yeah.
The focus was kind of just bringing in like that, crowd of people who just want to go out for brunch and do
For a
yoga
nice stretch.
on Sundays, like kind of they do in Winter Garden, Winter Park. They do it in all like the kind of cool
Yeah.
edgy towns. So that was the goal. And then I think in 3 months we come to the table and meet and get the feedback.
I was just kidding, because I like yin yoga.
I do too. Yeah.
She does good.
Usually asking self.
And the chair. Yeah.
I'll cheer you up too.
Yeah. All right, thanks for listening.
Thank
All right, thank you so much. Take care. You too.
Okay,
Diane's still running a little bit late.
Okay, so-
Her ETA was around 6:15.
okay, so,
So we can
just postpone a little
continue.
bit.
Okay.
Yep. All right, the approval of the minutes of the meeting. Has everybody had a chance to take a look at them? Okay, any questions? No, okay, do I hear a motion to approve? I'll approve. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
But do I need to abstain because I wasn't there? Nikki?
No, not necessarily.
Put them as a four, then. I'll stick it away.
Stuff that I had in my pocket and it smelled.
Did it melt in your pocket?
Oopsie daisy.
So as far as an update, we've started a soft opening of the splash pad. And we've had a big
That's
turnout.
amazing.
It's pretty exciting. Every time I walk by or pass by, that place has been packed. Our grand opening is this Wednesday, from 4 to 5 PM. We're doing like the grand ceremony at 4:15 PM. And we're passing out complimentary celebration green ducks, to all the residents who participate. But if you're around town, feel free to check it out. It'll be the master plan committee as well as the board.
So
the
nice there.
Yeah,
It's nice.
You know, it's nice, the benches.
the benches are nice. They're looking at potential umbrellas because there's no shade. The water is not heated. If anyone asks you,
Fine.
it's very cold, but you know what? It's perfect.
The kids were having a ball as if they were on Saturday.
Yeah.
They were having a ball. I wanted to jump in this.
I sent an email recommending to open Friday once on Wednesday to have one minute at 5,
I know.
and it would be very cool.
I know.
You never told me that.
Party for the splash pad.
Friday looks like they might be low right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, Friday, right?
It might be, but it looks warm.
yeah. We were trying to go with an early day when kids got out of school, so it was a little bit brighter. Yeah. So we're excited for that. Also, if anyone asks about the splash pad, we do lock it. It's from dawn to dusk since there's no lights in there. So it's gonna be locked, and if the pool closes, so does the splash pad. There's no entrance, only one way in, one way out. The next event that we have is annual meeting. So as a committee member, you should have received an email from upper management about a committee reception at 4:45 PM. Again, you're more than welcome to attend that. This presentation is basically to go over the accomplishments per committee member, and they give you a big shout out. So it's nice to have each committee attend. And it's also to appoint the new 2 board members.
Which day was again, March?
March 4th, so
And
next
what time is it?
Wednesday.
4:45.
4:45 for the
Just before
committees.
the annual meeting.
And then the presentation begins at 6:00. For this annual meeting, we have 30th edition, glass champagne flutes. So that, we only have 100 of them, so if you are here and want to collect it, that's the only day we'll be able to serve those out. March 7th, we have Fortune Yard Sale from 8 to 2 p.m. This is community wide. This is, so far we have, hey Diane, hey, how are you going? Good, and you? Good. We're just gonna go over a quick update. I know you were in a rush. You were totally fine. So tables are $15 each. As of right now, we sold 50 tables, at Lakeside Park. Our goal is to hit 80 tables. Signs are $10 each. So far, we have 40 residents that are participating, and the deadline is this Friday. Just as a reminder, for fall, we're trying to work with the organization to take over the table location for the yard sale. So it's not set in stone yet, but we've been looking at different locations and we're hopeful to announce that at the Fortune Yard Sale. So we'll obviously still help with the map, but we just don't have grant funds for fall this year. Because our goal is to try to use as much grant funds for the Founder's Day event. So that's why we're gonna try to ask a different organization to help us out with a setup and breakdown. March 14th, we have a battle of the food trucks at Lakeside from 4 to 8 p.m. As of right now, we only have 7 food trucks involved, but however, hopefully we'll get at least 15 food trucks. Kids Night Out, we have one coming up on March 20th from 6 to 9 p.m. here in Heritage Hall, and it's a St. Patrick's theme. We have a brand new event that we're having on March 27th at Lakeside, and it's a glow in the dark, like a glow party on the Great Lawn. So it's like a neon party for both adults, teens, kids, and it's gonna be a silent DJ party. And that is from 8 to 10 p.m. And then the final update I want to give you all is in front of you at your tables, the application for the 2026-2027 year. That is due on April 15th. You're more than welcome to complete it tonight and hand it to me, or you can send it via email. All the updates I have. Does anybody have any questions?
How was mask making and said
Was good.
We had 60 residents attend. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it was a good one.
The mask making?
Oh, and how was the Super Bowl?
What happened in
The
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, how was that?
It was okay. We had technical difficulties.
Yeah,
working
I
with
know,
the vendor.
somebody complained.
Yeah, there was one cord unfortunately missing. We hired a third party, but we were able to get it up and running, for the game itself. There's always gonna be some glitches when you do 1 or 2 first events. However, we got the feedback that we needed, so we think we should be good to go for the FIFA World Cup that we're trying to do in, June or July, we were talking about.
And they could see it, they just couldn't hear it. If you don't hear it,
Correct, yeah.
I'm sure they think that's a matter of opinion. Yes. Like,
Yeah, unfortunately, when it's out of your hands,
Yes.
you have to just awkwardly stand there and it's out of your control.
Yeah.
But as far as the team who is on property assistant, I did tell them moving forward, communication is the key. So any glitches that happen in the future, to please notify the residents who are waiting patiently for the sound. So we have some internal communication we're working on, as well as communication with the third party vendors, so.
okay. So everybody good? Okay, so now let's get to Lakeside. Hi. All right.
Good.
So Diane, I don't know if you wanna stand or if you wanna sit up here. I have it on this screen. I apologize.
Around here.
To recuperate from Christmas?
Yeah. She says enthusiastically.
I'm waiting for somebody, well, I have to try and put it up for sale, but I would like somebody to just buy it, so I don't have to do it anymore. The January is always rough because I got 2 weeks to get, situated with the stock out. Okay, so this was the wish list that I came away from, October, I think. So that's kind of what I was going for, and the main thing for us is, I know that we wanted some exercise opportunities for the adult, but this park is small. And we have to keep separation of activities, because anything you put in a playground is fair game for kids. And there's just not enough space to put a decent size adult thing. So you'll see in my drawing, I kind of we'll get to that in a minute, but I kind of put a little exercise thing in there. The biggest thing that we are gonna have to deal with this park is righting the wrongs. So I know you all have to been there. You come in up here, your playground's on here. I've heard that there's some drainage issues. I don't know what they are. Ideally, we have to do a site survey and a topographical study, and we've got to get it all leveled out. Because you have to have, it absolutely has to be ADA compliant when it opens. It's not now. When you walk in, you've got a sidewalk to the left that just ends, a sidewalk to the right that just ends. The one on the right has a bench sitting on the sidewalk, so you can't even get there if you're in a wheelchair, and you can't get to the pavilion. And there's so many nubs from the cypress trees all over the place, even if you got full mobility, it's quite a eventful trip to get to that. So all those things have to be taken care of. I would like to remove the problematic cypress trees and all of the roots that seem to be spreading out all over the place. There's 3 palm trees that I would like to remove that are kind of in the front of the pavilion, and with the picture, you'll see why. And then there's a stump over a splash pad. So all of those things kind of need to come out, and then we're going to have to deal with getting the elevation straight in there. The other thing that I have on there, you'll see it in a couple of them, is the pavilion, because I know we want to keep the pavilion, but I think the pavilion is even a little tiny bit lower than where the playground equipment is at. So it sounds horrible, but I think we're probably going to have to take the pavilion out and put the pavilion back in. Once
They
we,
just paid a lot of money to have that fixed too.
yeah,
It's year to year.
yeah, I heard that.
Well, if they can get taken apart and just reassembled.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds terrible, like we've done that many times.
Yes.
So, it's just because it's lower now and it's gonna be way lower, and it has to be accessible. And I don't want it to be, a retention pond back there. I've been working, these are some of the other site survey things that we were needing to address: concrete work, grading, the backlighting, removing the existing 2 posts that are in there.
The telephone poles.
Yeah, because right now there's just no flow with those 2 playgrounds. And I see, anytime I'm there, I see people stepping over the border, walking through the grass, and that's a trip hazard. So I'm trying to kind of put them in unison. There is going to be a sidewalk going through the middle, because again, I have to separate older and younger, and children come in and they just see really cool equipment, and they don't realize, and they're not going to read a sign. But if I've got some separation, it'll kind of help. The other thing is staging of the equipment. We're trying to figure out, am I going to put it all the way down where the splash pad stuff was at, or if it can be somewhere a little bit closer. Access is horrible to this park. Some of the stuff I was thinking we could come across the stage. There's other bigger pieces of equipment. I'm gonna have to go across the lawn, to do it. So we kind of got time, disrupting your grand lawn activities. And I know it's that they were taking it down the last time I was here last week, but I was hoping to retain that wall.
They took it.
I think
You know
they
what they
kept
were-
it,
I hope they
they
did.
kept it in storage, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, okay. Because I kind of would like to have that on 2 sides going through. So think about theme parks when you go and it says, pardon our dust. So you're not seeing all the traffic, and we're keeping the destruction of the lawn to a minimum. And the other thing is we have to talk about gates, where I've got that. That's gonna cross the sidewalk in the back that goes by the playground, and then the sidewalk in the front. I'm thinking maybe the sidewalk in the back, we can get around with leaving it closed all the time. I'm not sure how many people cut through there, but the one in the front, I think we're gonna have to have some gate systems so that when there's not construction traffic going through, we can open it, you can use the sidewalk as planned.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get some local artists to paint the outside of the wall so they look pretty while we're,
You're talking about just after the breezeway of the Jones room. So I'm like cutting through, and then the gate is right there in front. Like you put the wall like in the breezeway. So if I'm walking in the breezeway, I can either go to the pool or inside that room.
Well, no, like when you're coming in no, I don't want to go through the breezeway at all.
Okay.
There's too much foot traffic there. I mean, there's gonna be some times where we may have to, but
Right.
the only thing I can realize that I can think that's gonna have to go through is there's the pump for the cement truck.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know any other way, it's just too far
Yeah,
every other possible way, but there's too much foot traffic. I don't want to go through there. That's just,
Okay.
a recipe for an issue. You know, I don't want somebody to trip and
So
fall,
what
so.
sidewalk would you be,
What I'm talking, so when you're coming in, the curve, so you're calling it the breezeway is right in front of you, and then the grand lawn is to the right. So I would be coming across that area going through the grand lawn. So there's a sidewalk that.
oh
comes
yeah, I
on
know that, but you'll be, how long will that be?
It'll be up for a long time. It's the better part of the year, yeah. Because we've got to you got to think, all of the equipment's got to come out, the turf has got to come out, all of the. And I was assuming that Brian was gonna do it with Exquisite, I'm not quite sure, but all of the trees, the stumps, the existing mulch has got to come out, so everything in there is coming out. And then we've got to bring more dirt in. And then the equipment has to be done, so.
So this will affect like a lot of events that go on.
I was just.
Yeah.
curious.
correct, yeah, but.
Because originally I was hoping I could go
Yeah,
across the
should be
stage, but I can't do that with everything. There's gonna be some equipment that it's just too heavy. There's a higher chance of just destroying the concrete on the stage than the longer.
Certain amount of time that would look for. That'd be easy.
I'm gonna be guessing the better part of a year. I mean, right now, I'm getting prices, you know, we've got prices from vendors. I'm getting prices from site work people, electricians and all of that, so that the board can make their decision on who they're gonna use, and we can kind of fine tune what we're spending on what. So everybody's ready to start right out of the gate in January. Yeah, that's kind of why we're waiting until after your. Yeah.
And I'm sure the impact to any events that Nikki can mitigate that really.
I don't want to take the full long, but we will be, the problem is that we will be taking. The part that blocks the stage, that's the fortunate part of it, but I just haven't quite figured out any other
I
way
have confidence in
to
Nikki.
get in there.
Yeah, and the good news is
Maybe we can make a fake stage.
I know, right? But the good news is we're starting now, so we can work with our budget on if we need to relocate to a complex, so we can include a stage, you know what I mean, in that budget. So it's not like we're sticker shock next year. Oh gosh, we have a year of planning right now.
Yeah.
With Diane.
Yeah, I've got a massive spreadsheet that still has a lot of holes in it, but then I'm getting prices for all this stuff and plugging it all in. Because what I have right now for you is prices for the equipment. And then literally the base price for the equipment and none of this other stuff. So I invited 4 people to bid on this project and I have no marriage to anybody. The biggest thing was the Ninja Warrior offering, because not a lot of people have that kind of equipment to offer. So that was first and foremost, do you have that? And then I always just look at, you know, the durability of the equipment and long-term support, because there are some manufacturers out there, everybody will sell it to you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
10, 15 years down the road, you know, it's very difficult to get support.
Well, as far as the budget goes, I don't know how everyone else feels. I think I know how they feel. I think we can eliminate things for rebuilds. Yeah, for the children.
Yeah.
So that can help a little bit.
Well, you've got a lot of like, oh, that got eliminated almost right away.
Oh, but I just saw it on there. That's all.
Yeah, no, there was no room for it, with the trees, and it's just like Long Meadow. That's a great place to do like a really big one. I wanted to do that at some point in time. This just isn't the place for it.
No.
And I put in a concerto park in there for the music stuff. I myself put in more musical instruments than I think maybe you initially wanted, but I don't know all your playgrounds, but I think this is the only one that's not bordered by houses. The music is not going to be an issue. And since we are trying to bring in children with not full capabilities, and the musical park is the best way to get them to engage, to play, to forget about what they can and cannot do, and just have fun together.
That was, I think, our thought from the beginning.
Yeah.
So our goal tonight is to work with Diane on this is her layout, but the couple slides will see different options that Diane was able to find. At this level, we're looking at what playground, like equipment that Diane found, is it worth continuing looking at? And then once we get the blessing of the committee, this will continue further on with the finance committee. So the finance committee, Diane will go further into that budget per se.
Okay,
This committee will be focused on, is this the design layout that we're looking for?
That we
makes sense.
envision.
So that's what we're looking at tonight. So at the very
Okay.
end of the slide, Diane has the budget for certain items. Don't panic about that. Tonight, we're focusing on, is this the right equipment we're looking for or not?
We're not ready.
Can we help you guys out?
Is that not town meeting?
Oh, there's a recreation committee meeting.
I think we're wrong place. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Take care.
Nice to meet you.
okay, so this was my pencil drawing, not to scale in any way, shape or form, but this is my pencil drawing on what I gave to each of the manufacturers, so they all were on the same page. So you see my little squiggly, that's a sidewalk, that I put around it. So that was it's a threefold. It is an exercise path. I'm hoping that we can do it, and make it 6 feet wide, so you see my little lines. And then I've got things painted on it, so you come across a hopscotch, follow the lines, something like that, so that it is an exercise path for the adults. It is an accessible point for the children to get to it, and then also is a containment border that is not plastic with spikes that keep coming up out of the ground. In the middle, where you see the little daisy looking things, it was requested that we have seating with inside the playground area. So that is my buffer zone between the 2 to 5 and the 5 to 12. I was gonna make that a sidewalk, and I've got some benches in there that are not just benches, Burke makes them, but they're interactive benches, so an adult can sit on them, but they've got all kinds of really cool play components on the benches too, so they're also a play item. And on my wish list, that you guys don't know, but I had a wish list, I really wanted daisy shades in here, so you'll see those. And then you'll see the pavilion down there. And then that little concerto park is where I was planning on putting all of the musical instruments, if we can afford, to do all of the ones that I had chosen. And so the middle sidewalk can move a little bit left or right, depending on how much space we need to have. I did ask a couple of them to give me the option for a merry-go-round. They do make them for children that can get onto them and stay in their wheelchair.
Okay.
Issue with that. So this is the give and take. The issue with that is the surfacing under that merry-go-round has got to be, it has to be unitary. So we would have to do corn place, we would have to do grass, so that ends up being a very costly component to do, so you'll have to kind of decide, do we want to do that versus spending more money in the concerto park, where we're gonna get more bang for our buck as far as play value. Merry-go-rounds are really popular, but it's one little activity versus a whole lot of different musical things, so just the merry-go-round alone, I think, was coming in without the surfacing, like $25,000 to $30,000. So in my concerto park, I picked a lot of musical stuff from the Harmony Park, and that was coming in at like 41. And I had originally put Pit, you see that it's more in place, but I'm kind of backtracking. I think I would probably rather pour cement there. The musical stuff does not have a fall height, so I don't have to worry about that. And long-term, there's a lot of oak trees over it, which is great for shading, but they also make a mess. And it's gonna be easier to maintain clean concrete, I think, than grass or corn place. But that's kind of up to you on what you want to do with it. Plus, there's gonna be roots there.
But if I could just add in, so I took a field trip over to Epic, and I saw they have a brand new
What's that?
playground, the Epic Universe.
Oh, okay.
And they have like this island of Burke, and they have a playground, and it's all like a sensory playground. And they have a slide, they had the little merry-go-round that was broken already,
Oh, God.
but.
But is it the one that you can roll on?
Yes,
Stay in your wheelchair? Okay.
yes. So I observed, I took a step back and I was like, if I was a kid, what would I do? All these kids were by the sensory equipment.
Mhm.
There was no one by that slide. So I really think, I know you're saying if we have the budget, I really think this is like a need.
That's.
Oh, no, that's
That's my focus.
That's the one
too.
that I wanted the most.
Yeah.
Out of all of
Did
it.
you have a little playground by Epcot behind Creations?
I have, yeah.
That playground is amazing.
It is.
There's no slide, there's no swings, it's all that
Interactive.
interactive, it's just like unbelievable
It's always
because
crowded, the kids are always.
always there.
Yeah,
Always.
it was amazing to see.
The one
Very
thing that I wanted to have is for the kid, any child that has enough upper body mobility to get out of their wheelchair can go on any playground in here. It's the kids that cannot.
Yeah.
And they get the short end of the stick. I don't remember what the ratio is, but for every 3 or 5 upper level activities, there has to be one thing on the ground, and it's a bell or a steering wheel or a talking tube or something that's just, yeah. Yeah, so I was trying to I was tasking them to give me more things that a child that cannot get out of their wheelchair can actually have something to interact with. And there's still an issue on playgrounds overall with children with full abilities and lesser abilities because they don't know what to do with the child that doesn't have the same ability as them, and they tend to get pushed to the side. And so that's kind of my focus on the Concerto Park was to try to find a spot in this location that just all goes away.
I know from the beginning, I know my personal focus was the music.
Yeah.
Because
it's in the-
for all of them.
It is in the town center. Nobody's gonna care. There's
Yeah.
all kinds of guys around here.
So,
They have a merry-go-round at the other playground, and I think every parent hates it.
Yes.
which one?
I was
One
gonna say,
Long Meadow?
Meadow?
That's my kind of-
The one, the thing that
So-
spins.
Yeah.
If
It's
you,
all
I understand the kids can drive their wheelchairs on it, but my kids are gonna whip it around 90 miles an hour and the kids are gonna fly out.
Yeah.
That's what happens at the other one. My kids are banned from going underneath it, but if they were to go underneath
It's
it, they can
dangerous.
get it
'cause
going
the kids
about
Yeah.
120 miles an hour.
Like,
Or
I
even
know
as a
they
kid, I remember
installed
who
it.
had a broken arm, who had a broken ankle because.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have videos of people on motorbikes and they've got the wheels on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that might not.
I think that's a-
great thing.
It just, they also break. I know maybe they don't break down here, but we had them up in Boston and they broke.
Is this
like,
playground gonna have, the mulch that's there now, or is it gonna have?
No, that's gonna come out. It's gonna be Looseville mulch like is there now. But everything has got to go, it's gotta come out.
Mhm.
So is that
And then
wood
fresh.
or-
Right, it's not gonna be like
Recycled
turf like
material.
here.
No, they had, the management team had requested that I
it's a
put Looseville.
Good.
Yeah, 'cause I think even the synthetic stuff isn't the worry that it's all poisonous, it's gonna kill
Yes.
everybody.
There's,
That's Diane.
no, there's a lot of conversations coming up. I'm not gonna lie about that. There's a lot of stuff because it's all petroleum product. So there is a lot of, talk coming up now in the industry about, what's, when the sun hits it and the vapors and
And the.
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah.
When the sun hits what?
a synthetic turf, like a foreign place or a grass.
Yeah, the kids take their shoes off and they burn the bottom of their feet. That's just.
Yeah.
A give right there.
But there's vapors and all, like the skin contact
Gas
and,
in it.
yeah.
Like when you go to the pool at Lakeside in the area that has the turf,
Yeah.
when the kids go on there barefoot, they're like
Mhm.
crying because it's so
Yeah.
hot.
The only thing with there's no perfect surfacing at all.
Right.
The loose fill, you just have to watch if you've got babies coming in here because they shove everything out. So when you guys first said Ninja Warrior, I did a Google search and a million different things come up. So I asked Nikki when I met with her, show me what you mean by Ninja Warrior. And so she showed me this figure 8 thing. Now, this is by LSI. LSI you have at North Village, the one with the big green canopy over it. And that is also the one at Lakeside that I'm slowly taking pieces off of that are rusting.
Oh, great.
But so that you know, that's LSI. So this, she didn't give me a pretty diagram, but she just sent me 15,000 different, little, hey, this can go here and that can go there. So that's what she came up with, the figure 8, that is atrociously expensive.
Is
And
that
then,
almost like the one that's down in Island Village that? You know the playground down in Island Village?
It's like
with
the
all
little one,
rope
Magnolias?
and all of that?
yeah,
It's a little bit different.
It's like an obstacle course almost.
Yeah, this is what this one is.
Yeah.
I've never been down to the village, I don't.
Yeah, that was nice, I like that one.
Yeah, that's.
But again, our goal is to not copy and paste the playground. We're trying to make everything.
Oh, I know that,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah, I that's what I was really hoping as these things age out, that because you have so many, that they're not just a rinse and repeat of, oh, hey, climbing wall is slide and. So that was option 1 that we have for the 2 different categories. And then this was an option 2 that she sent me, a little bit different kind of design. 5 to 12 is pretty similar. Then LSI,
Hey, Mike.
this is another one. Now, this one's the one on the upper left. I've inspected one, out in Horizons West, and she said they just put one in Hunter Creek, so they're so close if you wanted to actually go.
It looks like a.
It kind of is. It's a lot of netting stuff and a lot of climbing. But that was, option number 3.
But I love this option on the bottom right too.
That I like, because that is, the whole entire thing is wheelchair
Yeah, that's pretty
You know.
cool.
friendly. Game time, there's my daisy shades that I love with a passion.
Very cute.
So yeah, they're pricey, but they're really nice. So this is game time actually gave me 3 different options. So this is option number 1, and it shows foreign place going through the middle with foreign place around the little, merry-go-round.
Where's the nerve?
The little one over here.
Oh, like that's, oh,
That's the nerve.
Yeah, it's, you slide in, it's still, you can get it going quite fast. It's just,
It's made, it's like literally level with the
Yeah.
ground so that the children in a wheelchair can roll onto it.
So, for this one, Diane, if we could stop for a second, is this the only ADA equipment, this one as well as over here?
There is no ADA, well, way over there, that little blue patch.
Yeah.
Way over there, that's the Concerto Park. There's nothing ADA
Okay,
on the left side, that's your Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
That is never gonna comply, that's never gonna be
of
ADA.
course, yeah.
But there are other ADA things on the right hand
it's a
side.
little
Okay.
box down there. It's
Yeah.
probably a sensory thing.
And these are just different views of what that equipment
it's pretty cool.
looks like.
Is that metal? It's a blue metal? or-
No, those are netted, so
Netted,
it's just like the
like-
netting that you have at Lakeside now.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
sure.
like the shade.
Cool.
So this has, more things for
The little.
a little, yeah, this is 2 to 5 and it's got more sensory items on it for children in a wheelchair. That is option 2. So again, he's still got he may put the merry-go-round, I can't remember in all of them, but this one actually has shade structures on the unit again, the left is the Ninja Warrior and then the right is the 2 to 5. Sorry, it's like a different, yeah, the shade structures are gonna be an interesting thing to try to do down here because a lot of them are put up with cranes and, we're gonna have to be creative with cranes on getting there.
Well, how did they do the shade structure down on Island Village?
That's pretty open though.
The shade structure.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's on the street, yeah.
Oh, that's right, it's on the street.
Um,
You can't get it.
we're talking about bringing in which is why we have to go on the grass, we're talking about bringing in no, it's like, they call it a telescoping forklift, so it's a big thing, but the forklift actually telescopes out, that's gonna help, to kind of push it up, because there's.
There's gotta be a way, if they can lift
Yeah,
something over a house.
Yeah.
Put it into the backyard or
Yeah.
somewhere.
we'll get
There's
it
a way.
in there.
It's like when they put the air conditioning units on the roofs
Mm-hmm.
in town, I guess the same piece of equipment they would do.
It's just the issue with this is it is the playground, you've got that building in front of it, and the playground is, I can't remember what it was, 200.
Can they redo the
Yeah.
Jones Room?
Sorry, Fred, yeah.
So this is option 3, I think. Yeah,
That's cute.
That is the.
But it definitely needs shade down there because
it's hot.
Yeah.
It's very hot. Yeah.
And the building inspector, Diane, on now. When she did their building inspections.
Well, I did drag my electrician in there and was shaking his head at the boxes and. So
Well, that's,
that's the 5 to 12 side.
And that's a climbing structure?
Mm-hmm.
That's really
And
cool.
yeah,
Oh, I like that too.
it's gonna be a hard decision with choosing because they all did a great job. So this is Playmore. He gave me one option. He's got a little musical park over to the left. Yeah, he did a really good job of illustrating my whole vision of the sidewalk thing. I do want to have, I was hoping that maybe we can incorporate some people in the neighborhood to do some of the painting versus hiring a vendor. so
I'm
that they
pretty
could
sure
be-
I love the art down in Island Village.
I love the art club.
We have an art store.
I love it. But I also want to have
There you go.
something, a couple, at least 2 activities on here, because if you're in a wheelchair, you're not gonna get out and do hopscotch, so maybe follow the lines or something that a child in a wheelchair can actually participate in the sidewalk activity from the wheelchair. This one, you'll see a little, at the very entrance up there, the little circle looking thing with the green. That's actually a sensory item that requires electricity, so when I'm meeting with the electricians, I'm having them factor in that in case you guys choose this vendor. But that one actually, it doesn't take much, but it does require some power for that to function. Now, he put, don't freak out about the colors. You can choose any color you want, but he put a shade structure over the whole entire thing. This is the only one that called for that.
I love it.
I had requested, I don't know if they can do the other one. I had requested that kind because I think it's gonna be a little less cumbersome as far as installation than the giant one.
They have that behind the K8 now, right? Behind the
so,
K8,
right?
they have the sale, it's a sales.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, in my own mind, I think this would do better in storms, but you can choose whatever colors that you wanna have. So obviously this one would not have daisy shades, but the whole thing has some shading.
Well, would this offer more shading?
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be some areas of sun coming in,
But
but
the majority of
the
it's gonna
majority
be
of it,
cooler,
yeah.
like everything that touch is gonna be.
Because
cooler.
even with the shade structure down on the village and east, down east one, depending on which way the sun,
Yeah,
there's no shade,
yeah,
even with the shade structure.
yeah.
But that is pretty much covering
I
everything.
love it.
Mhm.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
That's Jason.
That is awesome.
So I will say,
Is that one?
this one, correct me if I'm wrong, this is like the priciest one.
Of course.
It's.
No, actually, the first one, I think the first one was the priciest one.
It's the
The-
shade structure.
Well, the shade structure was not in the price of the equipment. I got it.
Yeah, so that's the only downfall. This looks
Yeah.
beautiful, but maybe not the entire shade like that.
Yeah.
Well, I still get time for it.
If we took
Yeah.
out the merry-go-round.
That'll
to get.
That'll
That's
save.
what
some-
Take out the merry-go-round.
Yeah, that'll save some money.
I think you'd get a
that.
Residents would be very happy to
Colors.
like any shade.
Parents like shit, they don't
Yes.
like merry-go-round.
Yes. Correct.
I'd be an overwhelming theme of no merry-go-round.
No merry-go-round.
The colors almost match the
Yeah.
splash pad.
Yeah, so that's what I told all of them, look at the splash pad, we're trying to mirror that.
Yeah.
And that's just another view of the 5 to 12 side.
Slide.
Is that a roll slide? or a
No,
regular
No, it's
slide?
not a roller slide, it's just a regular slide, but it's got grooves in it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like a half at least.
This version looks like it has the most stuff to do.
Yeah.
And there's the little, that round thing is that is an interactive component, a sensory component.
Oh.
And that's their little musical thing that they,
And we would have much more than that.
I want more than that.
Yeah.
I want the harmony. Yeah, if you want my opinion, I want the harmony part pre-notes. And that's gonna be in the slide too. I
That was
I
my
love their
choice in the
stuff.
beginning. too.
Yeah. Okay, so my last option is Playcraft. They, she just gave me an overhead and then equipment pictures. There's a school somewhere in Island Village that her equipment is in, she said.
But it's probably
Island
not
Village,
those
the K-5?
elementary. No, the elementary school.
Yeah,
It's the only one.
K-5,
Yes.
in Island Village.
Yeah, because like, game time, I should have said, the 3 options from game time, they're at Spring. The little one. Lake.
Baseball one, themed ones. or
Spring
like-
Lake.
No, the one that's in between like.
Yeah.
Homes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's not the- oh, okay.
It's
That,
themed, but
that's
it's
game time. So the only one that I know of that you don't have in the neighborhood is the one we just looked at, which is like. This Playcraft, she said it's at a school
It's
somewhere.
really nice.
Are you're talking about the K-5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always just call it the elementary. It's the only school we have in Allen Village.
So this is her equipment on the 5 to 12 side. The other one was for the 2 to 5. And then this is her option 2. And this is the 2 to 5 equipment. And the 5 to 12.
Sounds pretty cool too. Yeah.
No shades with this. No, okay. Okay, so this is my Harmony Park. So I've got butterflies, flowers, the little tree, the centipede, the mushrooms, and the xylophone, which actually has a musical book with.
And the butterflies are do any?
Yeah, they're all metal.
Oh, that's
You-
awesome.
you clean them. They've
Very
got
cool.
little, I love them. They're just aesthetically awesome,
Here it is.
you know?
I can see.
Yeah. All right, so this is just, there's no other cost for the park at all, and these numbers that you're gonna be looking at is for equipment only. No sales tax, no freight, no mobilization, no installation. Does not cover engineered drawings and permitting. And it does not cover any of the, site work. Surfacing, none of that stuff. The only thing is the one that has the daisy shades in them with game time, and the ones that have the shades on it are included in those prices.
But the pricing is something that has to plan instead of each year.
Yeah, financing,
Correct.
Yeah, so these are all the other things off the top of my head that we have to kind of plan for.
As far as what Diane found. I think
Project
she
Master
nailed
included in
it
that?
for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, yeah. So I think Diane nailed it on the spot, but what you all asked for. So was there specific items from those slides that we saw that you were like, I like this over that? I don't want like his calling.
Obviously, we don't want to,
Like the merry-go-round.
rounds out the door.
Yeah.
You could go take it out one night.
Well, they took it out because it broke right away, and I thought that everyone thought it was because it was too dangerous, and then it reappeared.
Why didn't you
But, okay, so I took it out. It was too close. It was too
Why?
close to the climber. The use space wasn't set with proper use space. So,
They'll say that could come out an option of better choices.
Yes.
More music or shade, sunshade.
Love the sunshade. I liked the layout of the one sunshade.
Yeah, I do too.
It just,
It's the sale.
The
yeah,
sales.
Yeah.
I liked,
now the sales can come in with any of them.
but I
Yeah.
liked the,
Cause like this one, that one had none.
it just, it seems to have so much to.
That one has the most variety.
This has a lot of stuff like that. Boat looking thing is a rocker for a wheelchair accessibility. The main thing, because I told him, I don't know if he went over there, but I brought the Spring Park book and I said, this is what they have at Spring Park for somebody in a wheelchair. I don't want the same thing here. So, cause they all have that, plus they all have that rocking thing that comes to the end, but, so I tasked him to give me things other. One thing I asked every one of them to do was to give me the roller slide that you guys wanted, and not one of them put it in there. I don't know why. They're pricey. They're like $8,000 to $10,000.
Those roller slides?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one down like.
No, just the straight horizontal one.
Too.
Yeah, yeah, but not on an angle.
It's like
You guys had asked for a horizontal one, you just lay on.
Yeah, the analogy, but it's kind of like when you put the boxes on.
Yes.
It's exactly what it is, yeah, so, we can eliminate a slide on the 2 to 5 side and add that in if we wanna do that.
But if that's not covered,
But it is not,
shade and it's sunny,
That would be hot.
oh, yeah, it's gonna be crazy,
That's gonna be
yeah,
Right, so you don't have to worry. That,
okay.
I like the amount of things.
Yeah, I thought this one tonight.
They all did a really good job.
and I
It's,
like the curved slide rather than the straight.
Yeah,
So is this committee going towards the Playmore? This is Playmore, by
I
the way.
think, I know.
This is this is the one that has like the little outworking village thing too.
Yeah, it has the little, exactly, the next. Nope, okay, I think.
now this one for him, if you guys are leaning towards the Concerto Park. with
Yeah,
that,
same.
then I.
Yeah.
have to
Yeah,
say
that
that
was
was
really
really
nice.
cute. Yeah, I asked for that, that's it's kind of a foreign place, so we are
Yeah.
getting into some petroleum products, but
Really
it's a
like that.
climbing mount. That allows, the littles
Like
to climb
beads.
on.
isn't that a pepper?
I was just gonna say, we just said Peppa Pig, and
Yeah,
then,
they have.
to your
all that.
point, my 1-year-old baby was climbing that and
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Like, and it looks like it's got a little slime on the other side.
This would be my choice.
Yeah. I like this.
It's not gonna be massive, but I would have it, I would like to leave the electrical powered sensory component in when you come in, so it's kind of like the first gathering thing as you go around the sidewalk, but I would have him take maybe, if we can budget it, I'd have him take his musical stuff out and we can do,
See if something else.
do the harmony
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, and then that would keep all the musicals together.
Right. And it's all on the sidewalk, so everything's accessible, but it's sort of off to the side. It's close to the pavilion so that that's a more low key area and you don't have a lot of you're not in the
Less
middle of somebody
activity, but-
running back and forth,
Yeah.
you know, between the two.
Yeah, I think that's. a good idea.
The only thing that I will say is not in any of these are the benches. The benches that I had proposed putting in are by Burke, and they're about $2,000 a piece. They're like sort of V-shaped. They show two people sitting on it, but they're little people, so if it was my size rear end, it would probably be one person sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
But it's a play component. I don't like to put benches in the middle of play areas.
Mhm.
I'd rather have something that is a play, you can sit on it, but it's also got a play function,
Yeah.
you know, for
Yeah,
the
we gotta
children.
have somewhere for the adults.
So-
Is that the
I was gonna
Well,
say-
we're still gonna have the pavilion with the picnic tables. I would like to swap out and get rid of one of the picnic tables and put one that's ADA accessible, so that a wheelchair can roll up to it. But I was hoping to have 4 benches if we can swing that to facing, you know, each direction.
Yeah, I think Portman, I mean, I think you at least Portman.
Yeah, because they're not your traditional benches like you have out here. I forgot to put a picture of it, but I can send you guys a picture to see it. But we've got, I mean, we've room for more than 4, because that's about 80 feet. Because with the sidewalk, I want to bring it back closer to the gate by maybe 8 feet or so. The further I get to the gate, the further my elevation change issue
Could be
becomes.
built up.
Oh, yes.
Dirt,
Yeah.
cause you really go.
Yeah, it's really low. And even with that, even coming back 8 feet and building it up, we may have to, I don't think we have to rip it out, but we may have to put railings in on the sidewalk coming down, because we may have to make that a handicap ramp. Because the slope might just not work.
And this is probably not at this time. Fence wise, I said, are we going to redo the fence that would be around this? Everyone's jumping it, so.
I think we.
Well,
Higher.
I think that we're gonna end up being higher in the back, because that's the one thing that I was waiting for the survey people to tell us, but whatever I come up, the fence is gonna probably, the back fence that's along the conservation is gonna have to come up temporarily out.
Yeah,
Raise it up, they're gonna have to put some kind of a retaining wall, seawall, something there to hold the new dirt in, and then the fence is gonna go back. So the fence is gonna end up being higher than it is now by however. I'm thinking we're a good 2 feet off.
Because people, you watch it frequently, you're down.
Where the exercise pit, like
Where,
when you're looking at the hotel?
trees that you're trying to get rid
Yeah.
of, yeah.
Like,
Oh. Yeah, well, they
People-
jump from over there.
yeah, higher's better.
Well, just remember, like Diane said, the more like we add, because the fence is gonna cost
Mhm.
more. That shade structure is gonna cost more.
But that should technically be a priority, the shade structure.
I think so. I mean, anytime I've ever worked over there, it's insufferable. You know, you're gonna have some sun coming through, but
Yeah.
shade, it's really lovely over
And
there.
benches, we can always add benches.
Yeah,
And gradually,
So this company, Playmore, Diane, can they do like one of those like half sales? So it's not looking kind of like the circus tent, it's just like maybe 2 poles instead of like the, it's like 8 poles that they got, 8 or 10.
I'll ask him what they can do.
If there's like not a cheaper option, so we can accommodate both the
I think
shades.
well, we can maybe do 2 separate. I think
Yeah.
he was trying to cover the whole entire thing versus like the other ones where I have the daisy shades in the middle
Yeah.
to cover the seating.
Mhm.
But those are $20,000 a pop.
Yeah.
The daisy shades.
There was already somebody complaining it had the splash pad, there should have been a shade structure over the splash pad. Like a shade structure, like, let's get one for over the pool too.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah, I'll ask him if he can split it. So in other words, where the sidewalk that goes through the middle where the benches would be, we're not gonna shade that and we're just gonna try and shade it over.
Yeah,
each
just
respective.
Yep,
Okay,
just to look, cause I know
See what
they're
that
gonna be
does.
close to the, the 100,000 range. And if we remove the merry-go-round, you said that's roughly some of them.
Well, I'm just going by LSI, and LSI is expensive, mind you, but
Yeah.
she sent me everything piecemeal, and her merry-go-round was about $28,000.
Yeah,
And we also are gonna eliminate needing to do, corn place or some kind of solid, start to say,
So
underneath
it'd be
it.
more like the sidewalk and then.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
way.
yeah. Just to see if there's a different way to, give two different options.
And it might provide more shade too, if that's not fit in the middle.
So
And
no,
depending on the angle of the sun, it'll be shade.
well, the middle piece is gonna have to be a minimum of 10 feet wide, maybe 12, because it's gotta be, if somebody's sitting on a bench and they've got their feet out, somebody in a wheelchair has got to be able to get by them.
Sure.
So I'll ask him to also remove leave the sensory component at the very entrance, but get rid of his musical component. Let's see what that comes down to,
Yeah, and
and
then
get rid of the merry-go-round.
Thing in the Maryland.
so this is like the 2 to 5, you said, on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's all. Everything on that side is 2 to 5.
There's a lot of slides too. I don't know if there's a way to, if this is like all or nothing, that they can remove some of.
Well, we can change anything we want. So like, in other words, also, if you want to get rid of one of these slides and have that roller slide, not the one like you have the other ones.
Yeah.
the horizontal one.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can, because he just gave me an initial. So once we kind of narrow down what one you like the best, then we can start tweaking what we want to take on. Keep on, take off, that kind of thing. Because I mean, we're gaining a lot of space if we're getting rid of the merry-go-round. So maybe is there something else that's less money that you want to put in that space?
For kids 2 to 5, could we get rid of some of the slides and put in swings?
No, you do not have enough use space for swings. Swings need a ridiculous amount of use space.
Even if we got.
Or what about the spin little chairs, it was
None of those.
the. It's almost like a little teacup, they sit in.
They have one down at Long Meadow and
I
they
think
have one
that's-
down in Island Village.
Yeah,
I saw. Long Meadow has
Long Meadow has a spin chair.
okay, now I know what you're
And
talking about. I'm
down
thinking
in
the
Knox
teacup
Village,
right
it
at
has a
Disney.
spin
Okay.
chair.
I don't know if there's a spinning seat for 2 to 5. I'll see what other things that there.
I don't think, I was just thinking, I mean, the swings are always big line, put in 2 baby swings, for baby swing, but
Yeah, because they need a lot of use space and they need to be out of there's just not enough room in here for it because it needs to be out of the path of traffic so that kids are not getting collided with swing that's,
what about, so the circle loop thing, is that expensive? Because that's the idea is that people are gonna walk around the entire perimeter or?
well, it's a sidewalk. It's a 6-foot sidewalk. So yeah, there's gonna definitely be a cost to it. My goal with that, if the budget permits to have that, you have to have something to contain the mulch in. And I am not a big fan of the plastic containment borders because it is nearly impossible long-term for the landscape. Actually, Brian's pretty does a good job with it, but it's hard not to destroy those when you're cutting and weed whacking against them. They get displaced, the sticks come out of them. So this was giving me an access point to everything. It's a containment border and it's also an exercise and interactive, feature. If it is something that we can't do. Well, yeah, that was kind of my gift for the parents exercising.
I think the parents are gonna want chairs that are
Yes.
shaded.
Yes,
Maybe
well, there
some are
will
more
be, because
efficient.
there's gonna be
Yeah.
seating in the pavilion. The 2 benches that are there, you can see them up at the top. I
Yeah.
wanna keep them. I'm just gonna put a pad, so they're accessible off on the path. So if we end up not having to start cutting things out, I'm still gonna have to have sort of a horseshoe shaped kind of sidewalk. I'd be eliminating on the back, because you've gotta have a sidewalk that allows access to that pavilion. So we're gonna have to come down there. And then we would do a border or go back to the plastic timbers or something to hold the mulch in. Now, maybe, I'm not gonna say that it'll fit, but maybe if we eliminated the climbing pump that I really like, and the merry-go-round, there might possibly be room for baby seat swings there.
I really
But
like the climate.
I like the climbing.
I like that. I mean, you've got swings in so many different
Yeah.
places, so.
I would take the climbing on both swings anytime.
Yeah, and maybe there's another, maybe we can just expand on the climbing thing a little bit.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I've got some-
and we can take out, like, maybe leave only 2 slides and make 1 climbing and
Yeah,
not that many slides there. And then maybe work a shade structure into this option.
yeah, this is the one that he's got the big shade structure, so we
Oh,
we're
okay.
trying, this is, yeah.
So is there any way, Diane, for this one, because it seems like we're all eyeing this one. This one looks like it would fit perfectly at Lakeside and it fits your design perfectly. Is there any way to do like a cheaper version of this and then keep
Less
it as?
expensive, Nikki, less expensive.
I'm sorry, I keep saying cheaper, I apologize, less expensive one. And then, so we can bring it to the finance committee of here's the 2 options. As,
Okay, so
Which
let me,
is like, this is it.
yeah, I've got my takeouts, let me see what did this come in here.
Yeah.
We're taking out that merry-go-round.
Yeah,
There with the arrows.
and then
okay, so
What
this
would you put
one,
there?
this one as it is, came in at 325,947.
Yeah.
With that,
With everything, not the shade. The shade structure is an additional $101,450.
yeah, what if you take the merry-go-round?
That'll last, like, the
So-
shade will help us last longer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
100%, yeah.
like, when we play it out over time, shade structure should
Yeah.
increase the length.
Yeah.
And if we take a little away from like the slides, take a couple of little
Yeah.
slides out, every little bit will help.
yeah, I'm trying to make it less expensive.
Yeah.
But what are
Other
you,
areas should we
Where you have
is there a
the,
number you want? Because he's gonna ask me, what number am I trying to come in at? So forget the shade part, but because I'm gonna have him give me a separate, like do 2 separate ones and see how that plays out.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, they're gonna look at, say, I see the option of 196, and I doubt that's ever gonna be that close, but at least like the 250, 279 range. Because if they're looking at the 325 finance, they may just say that's too high. And they may look at LSI and Playcore instead.
Okay,
So I'm trying to make it like even as close as I can. It may not be those exact numbers, but as close as I can.
How
Okay.
much do we spend on the equipment at Spring Park here?
What do you think?
you were just, well, I don't know about the equipment, the total project,
Just
just
the-
shy of a half million.
Maybe donate.
The equipment,
It's like-
Do you like the house stuff?
Like just
This was
under,
90%.
But that's let them
stuff
donate.
like
Oh, I didn't know
that.
it was under 3, I think.
it's
No,
like
it's just
three and
the
change.
Yeah.
Equipment.
Yeah.
I think that's.
There's a lot of equipment
That's a
there.
great idea. I don't know about jump.
This be that much equipment?
I don't know.
It is similar, I mean, it's similar, it's just different. That equipment, you've got that 12-foot tall slide,
Yeah.
and you've got the 3-bay swing set. I think you're getting probably more things, for sure, on the 2 to 5 side than you do in Spring Park.
Right.
Yeah.
this is also the meeting, but.
And this is,
Yeah.
this is very different on this side, because it's all that netting, the ninja stuff, the climbing and netting.
Yeah. The mindset of board was the older group to hear. So
Yes.
it might be good to have the younger
Yeah.
there.
Right, I don't think there's not that many young kids who plan playgrounds. They all wanna go to the bigger,
Mhm.
the bigger playground.
Because it varies, like, when I was here last week, there was a ton of little tiny kids, like, they're way too little for the equipment. It's just hard
Yes.
over there.
But they
Yeah,
get
see, I
bored
never
of the
can
little
ga- I can
stuff,
never
so
gauge it.
we're-
Yeah,
And like, if you go to, what is it, North Village, right?
They
I
will
guess
wanna
there's
be
some
a
little
resource.
kids at the North
They
Village,
just
but they all
sprint between the
gravitate towards the bigger one.
Oh, yeah, the little kids are always gonna.
Yeah.
Head to the bigger ones.
But why am I, what's this tiny slide over here, what am I doing over there?
do we?
Yeah, but
save
the
anything?
Ninja Warrior slide, I don't think little kids should be
Little kids,
on.
no, they shouldn't be, and that is,
That's a parental
Do
picture.
we
Oh,
save
yeah.
anything if we were to bring the musical elements to where the merry-go-round is?
That's an idea.
Like,
that's possible.
Is that-
We could do smaller space. The main thing with that is, my worry about that is, well, we have to just leave it loose fill. Okay, so here's my thing with the Merry Musical. There's a lot of tight turns when you're playing on these musical components going from one to another, and it is very difficult in a wheelchair on loose fill to make these really hard turns.
Okay.
And so
Leave it,
I-
maybe just leave it the way.
I don't want to put a hard surface in the middle of where people are running and playing, because I was actually gonna make that
Gotcha.
concrete. I think it's gonna, maintenance wise, it's gonna be a better fit, but I can't put that in the middle of a play zone. You can do it with loose fill, you just gotta be really on top of making sure that it is constantly
Which
tap,
adds
tap,
to more
tap.
cost down the line. Maintenance.
Well, your mulch has gotta be done regardless, like when it runs low, or if it gets displaced, somebody's supposed to be in there breaking it back in place. It's just in the musical components, you're gonna have a lot more displacement. Because they're close together, they have to make sure that they can turn.
That's up. To
Now, I don't know how much that interactive thing at the beginning is on this budget.
Yeah.
I can ask them how much that is.
Okay.
If we lose that. But because I'm sure that his musical components are gonna be less than the $40,000 that
Okay.
Harmony Carpet is.
Oh, that's good.
But I'll have him. I'll give him the number and have him go back and see if he can work.
Are we keeping the little climbing hill thing?
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
Yeah, I think the thing in the front is the electric thing.
Mhm.
I feel like it's just not gonna work. This is my personal. Just if you have electricity at the playground, it's just like,
It takes very low voltage. I think it takes something like 12 volts or something. You do have to have power to it. That was one of the things that I was
Yeah.
asking the electrician.
like that guitar thing at Northville, it worked for like 10 minutes and then I feel like it gets.
Even the new one's not working again?
I haven't been there for a while. I don't know if it- I just feel like anything electric at a place,
was
it
probably-
has like a 5%. Was great.
Okay, so let me,
So
price
maybe
that out
that's an
too,
additional
that out.
So far we have 4 items. There you go, right? The electrical, and then the 2 slides.
Mhm.
And then if they,
So how many slides do you want to have? Because there's one,
I think one.
no, I think that one blue thing.
Can you- can you,
Let me look at that.
Can you zoom in on that, Nikki?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
On the side, is there a side
That
view?
picture is there, can you zoom in, like,
I have a feeling that one thing, it's not a slide.
the one on the
The
left,
one on this side coming in
Is
is
just
a,
block.
is a climb through. That for where your.
That one,
cursor
that
is,
octagon.
That one is a crawl through. That was by the jumping stones or the stepping stones on the prior. So the one on the lower left of the structure.
This one?
That,
That one?
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that's-
a climb through. So I don't think that was a
That,
slide.
this was a.
That's a slide. And there are, and then so there are 3 slides and a climbing wall.
And then what's that on the top?
This one?
I think that's another slide, right?
Okay.
so
That's not a good scroll, I'm a little confused.
is that it? Is that the,
That's
Piece of
one
equipment?
slide, That's the climb.
That's the climb through thing.
And that's a phone.
Yeah, here's the slide. That's a
Oh, I
slide
like
back
that.
there. It looks like.
Yeah,
that's
like I
cool.
think that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's that big slide.
Yeah. Was that big slide on that?
That's for the older.
That's for the 5 to
Oh,
12.
Yeah, so there's one on that side.
Oh, yeah, here's. the
Yep,
other
there's
I-
that one,
okay,
and
so
then one on the back.
So 1, 2, so there's 3.
What is that ring thing? What is that thing? Is that the electric thing?
That's the electric sensory.
Yeah, I think I would put it, to your point, more musical stuff that's not electric.
Mhm.
Well, one at least we can get rid of, maybe 2.
Because then the kids could focus on what the musical performance as well. And they have more room to run around at this playground.
Yeah, I don't have a shot of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a false one. Yeah, you're right. So there's one double slide, one like wavy slide, and then a little one on this other end. So
One
what
of the
the,
slides go.
so which one of the slides do we want to get rid
You
of?
wanna get big of the wide one?
So that's the
Slide?
older.
No, that's the other slide,
That's
that,
the
yeah.
other-
First, we got a little one here,
I think it's probably
the
the
small
small one.
double, and whoops. And this wavy slide.
Yeah, there's no way.
Maybe the wavy.
Okay, I'm okay with getting rid of the.
Well,
wide one.
actually,
doubles and
well,
double.
no, let me take a look at this.
And you say that double slide, that means.
Hang on, that double slide, I don't think
I
it's a
don't think
slide.
it's a climate.
It's a climber, it's not a slide. I'm
Okay.
looking, I'm zooming into it. Yeah, see, it's got knobs on it.
Yep, that one.
That's a
maybe
climber,
it's-
so you really only have 2 slides. Cause that's a slide. And
But they have the slide off. I would get rid of the small slide on the end. Cause they have another small slide for where the
Okay,
patch is.
so I'll have to ask him what we can put there. I mean, do you want a climber of some sort, or would you rather have a panel that has some kind of play activity on it?
Well, the play activity.
Yeah.
They're
Because
not-
that would be
that's
for,
The play activity.
okay,
For 2 to 5-year-olds. Yeah.
You don't have zip line? Remember
I
the
was
zip
gonna
line
say,
that used to
everyone-
be here?
Everyone does love the zip line.
yes, you're really right on that sidewalk. You can do
What's
that.
that?
Remember?
Hold on,
Nathan?
I was just at a playground in the line, like
They
20.
used to
I
be
was-
here.
Yeah, that's a huge playground that's like 10 times bigger than this, and the zip line's the thing that all the kids.
Mhm.
And it would hang low. I don't know, I mean, if it's cheap, but I'm guessing probably not cheap.
No, not.
I think you mentioned this before, but so the music's on the left. Why can't we move it to where the merry-go-round is now, next to the other?
It can be if you guys are gonna be really up to snuff with your surfacing, because, I put it over there because I've got, it's out of the way of all the traffic running and going, because I don't want kids to collide into the butterflies and the flowers and those musical components. So I kind of put it out on its own, and I was gonna put it on cement, because I don't have a fall height, but I can't put a big old pad of cement in the middle of a, use space for other
I
equipment.
think it's fine. If you take away the merry-go-round, just a little more space for them to run around. Or if they want to kick a ball around or something.
It did well, I was thinking, because I'm thinking if you have small kids who
Yeah.
want to use, where that L is, I know that the merry-go-round would have had that not necessarily be mulch, it would be a different surface.
Mhm.
If we needed more seating, I know it's not as attractive with benches, but if we had a similar, like I'm thinking I was just at Bonnet Creek, like they have it's just cement, but it's like nicely finished cement, that it makes like an L, so that you actually can see like the
See
kid
the
where.
field still.
Yeah, so it
Oh.
is like, if it was a. I know,
Yeah, that's,
seating, like an
yeah,
L, so that if I have a 2-year-old climbing and wanting to play on the music, it's an easier to see them, like
Mhm.
this is your portion of the.
Yeah, that's the reason I thought over there is tough, because it seems like that's the 2 to 5 activity, but it's across the.
Exactly.
well, you've got the pavilion there that's got
Great.
seating. If you wanted to sit over there, but. Well,
I mean, it doesn't
We
necessarily have
could-
to be built.
we could take and move the mound over to where the merry-go-round is,
Mhm.
and then. Kind of shift that a little bit.
Or
and
maybe
put-
rather it being this.
Yeah,
Change
yeah,
the orientation.
and then put the musical component on the corner on that side,
Yeah.
because I mean, we're right up against the fence over here. Where he put the funny little color that on where he's got the feet thing,
Mhm.
that's right against the fence. There's no room to stick it any further into where the grass is.
So you move the mound over and put that.
So I would say, so that the musical stuff is not in the middle of where kids are running back and forth, we could take the green mound and move it over. And make that corner, the musical part.
That's a
We-
good
we-
idea.
We don't have as much room.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the
So-
mound music kids who don't need to cross the
Yeah.
ninjas
Ex-
to go.
Age wise, I think that
Yeah.
that's gonna be different than the Ninja Warrior bit.
Yeah,
So you would have to decide if we're doing the Harmony Park stuff, what do you like out of it? Because we're definitely not gonna, because I put the Concerto Park was quite large over there. So you would have to kind of narrow down what you like. Because it's smaller, you don't have enough room for all of the musical equipment.
Not to answer your work, could you just rework it for that area, what you feel is best?
Mhm.
That'd be cool.
and the issue is, right, you're saying because you need to have a wheelchair that can go through all the music.
Yeah, because the musical stuff is kind of just set in close proximity, and so they've got to be able to turn very easily without getting their wheels stuck in there.
All I'll ask for is this album. The only thing I want.
Yep, right there. I like that one because it's got a little musical book. with
Yeah.
it. So where I have the concerto park at on my little rough drawing, do you want anything, any seating, additional seating there, or are we just leaving it be?
Which you can't hurt.
I don't, yeah, so I guess it depends on budget and shade.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it doesn't.
Well, that's gonna have natural shading there. I wouldn't put a shade over it, but there's oak trees over there. Yeah.
You know, it's,
And then-
I know they're trying to do different things in different playgrounds. Out here, they have that little. It's, I think it's red with the little bench, the two benches, they're little benches. It's
Oh, to.
the little
to the kids.
table and the
Yeah.
two benches.
Oh, it's Spring Park.
Yeah. right.
Yeah, it's part of their, it's
Yeah.
part of their component. I don't know if they have
That's
any of that or
huge.
not. Yeah, that's part of their, the 2 to 5 unit.
Yeah.
It's for children sitting there, but.
It's
part of
good
it.
for.
Wow.
adults.
I've only seen adults awkwardly sitting on it.
Yes.
I fit on it pretty good.
Yeah. But would you rather have a normal size bench?
No, I think that's cute because I've seen children sit on it, because we
Yeah.
always have all the playground. I see them sit there and they have a snack
Yeah,
and there'll be another kid that'll come over. It's tiny.
yeah.
It's not the big awkward bench.
Well, I mean, that's not gonna fit here if we're moving the music here. Well, yeah, but then we're still throwing it over here next to the 5 to 12. We're really squished on this side.
But I think it's a good idea to move the music
Closer to the.
upper.
Unless I asked him to just flip it all the way around. And we stick the 2 to 5 stuff over here.
Yeah, on the left side.
That's,
And
that's an idea too.
we put the 5 to 12 on the right hand side.
That's a good idea, because then,
And then we've got the pavilion, we've got the
Mhm.
concerto park over here.
because it was a good point, because saying, do you want the littles running through the nature park? I mean,
Right.
It's a really valid
Yeah, I think that
point.
makes sense. It does seem like there is more room on that side, and this is a.
Yeah.
Well, we're ripping the whole thing out. It's like once we get it filled in, it's a blank canvas. So I mean, I might just have him
I think it's a good idea to
flip it on
put
around, and especially if we're getting rid of the merry-go-round,
Mhm.
you know, he can smooth things over if he needs to.
You don't have to worry about any benches anymore.
Yeah.
Because there's that pavilion.
Yes, for the
Mhm.
littles
Mhm.
and the mommies.
So you don't want the benches in the middle between the two?
I think that's a nice to have.
Because that was one of the things that people wanted. Somebody said they wanted a picnic table in the middle, which I don't. But
Yeah,
benches in the middle if you wanted
I
to.
think a max of 2 if we do continue.
Okay.
Well, here's the question. So there's that pavilion, right, and there's the picnic tables, so we're keeping that.
Mhm.
And then that will encourage parties. Probably fine.
Well, it's there
But that-
now.
That-
Well, right
yeah,
now, right now, I don't think anybody uses it because it's kind of like the bad kid in the class just sitting over there in the corner and can't really get to it.
No,
Um,
people go there
do
and
they?
have lunch and breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because it'll be much more inclusive once the sidewalk connects to the front of it, so that you can actually, get to it. I was hoping we'd have enough of a budget to put a couple ceiling fans in there for some air circulation when it's hot. No lights. And there's 2, outlets low. I don't know if they work or not, but those need to go away.
yeah. No, for better or worse, I mean, people do bring food and all that, eat there, sit there.
And the other thing is, the one thing that I noticed in there,
Pick it up. So,
your bench pads are almost exactly the same size as your bench. And I would encourage to have a bigger bench pad so that if you have a stroller, you can park the stroller next to the bench on the pad. If somebody's in a wheelchair, they may not want to get out of the wheelchair, they can, back up and
That's a
sit
good
next
idea.
to the bench. And I did ask Jacob, because I noticed that the rocking chairs come and go. But he said he didn't think that we needed to plan for, as I said, running to make.
Looks like they
Cement
have
pad.
new rockers. Are those rockers, were they just put in there
Those
because?
those are new rockers. We move them to the playground when we have a fence.
Yeah, I figured.
As long as they don't make their way into where the equipment is.
Yeah,
But I kept, like, sometimes I come and they're there and sometimes they're not, so I didn't know if I needed to make a nice little pad for
No,
chairs.
yeah, not necessary.
Okay,
Okay. Do you have enough information from us to,
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay, good.
and
do you
then,
wanna look at the cheaper options real quick or not?
Everybody seems to go kind of skim right past them, but
Well, I mean, the problem is LSI didn't give me any pretty pictures like these ones. She just sent me all these snippets of this equipment will work and this equipment will work, and then I pulled them out, and put them on here.
This one's LSI.
No, this is, Playcraft.
This is one of the cheap ones.
Don't love the stepping stones of every kid's gonna trip on the railroad tracks.
Yeah. Well, again, those can come out.
Yeah.
This is,
I like all the interactive stuff on,
yeah, I like the butterflies. There's a lot of stuff. You get a lot of stuff. That's what I'm saying. You may want to just really,
And this is a little bit less expensive.
this one, let's see, option around 1, 2, 10. Option 2 is 300,000.
So we're in the same ballpark.
Same ballpark.
Yeah, I don't like this one. That's not even a thing. But if there was one that was materially cheaper, I would.
The only one that was really, option 1 with game time came in at 246.9.
this one did?
No.
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
that's 300.
Okay,
This one.
Option 2, yeah, this one is, so that's game time. This one came in at 246.
There's not much there.
246, so this one's about 100 cheaper than the other
and
one.
we could take out the merry-go-round.
But there's really not much there. Is there?
No, I don't think, you know,
Is there even a slide there?
There's
One.
right back.
There's one for the 5 to 12.
It's kind of a decent slot, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's one.
Yeah, you got,
Yeah, you got a tube slide and, yeah, just tube slide. Well, there might be something on the other side that looks like a slide.
I
think that's the other
picture up above.
Yeah,
Is that wood?
that feels much
no,
smaller.
it's, like a composite material.
yeah, I agree with you, Stephanie. This
It just
feels a
feels
lot
smaller.
smaller.
Yeah,
And
and-
a popular playground.
the only other one that was, the cheaper one was LSI's 2. Was 196.5.
Patty won this one.
I don't mind that either.
Which option is that one?
This is 2.
2? Yeah, this is
With the
324,000. So this one is,
Another.
So that's
this one is pretty much the same price as the one you guys were showing me.
If they're all comparable, why don't we, we'll just, my suggestion is to stick with the one we've all been discussing.
Yeah, I think so.
And have the two options of what you can,
Yeah, I'll ask him to see what we can do to narrow it down, get rid of the music, get rid of the sensory, the electric sensory component. Back out the slide,
Switch it.
yep, switch it around and see what we can do with 2 separate shade structures.
It just seems like there's more to do for the kids for like 5 to 12, especially for like under 5 too.
Yeah.
For the game time or what
I
was
just wondering, next to the new splash pad, like this, that's the level of playground next to a next new splash pad. It, like a flagship.
So
We always go back to
Yeah,
that
I
one.
like this one.
And you're right, reversing it would.
That'll take care of that. That way I've got the music and it's, you know,
It's
all
all
over there.
together. The little person is running through the ninjas. Okay, so we decided.
All right, well, I will see what you can do on the budget. Am I for right now, for your budget, keeping that conservative part at the hefty price that I got it at, because I chose everything? Or do you want to whittle that down?
You want to take out
to wiggle that down. So for the park, so how much equipment did you have for that park?
The concerto part?
Yeah.
I think I had 4 sets. I had
4 butterflies.
4 butterflies, 4 flowers, so we can knock those down to 2 and 2.
Yeah.
So like $2 piece.
I like the xylophone.
The xylophone, I'll have to say, that's pricey. I don't remember what that was, 6 to 9, somewhere in there.
the mush.
Well, mushrooms come in singles,
Okay.
so we can either do 1 or 2 or get rid of them. This
What
is
are
a
the
little
mushrooms
tree.
all about?
They're little drums. They
Oh,
they
little
all
drums,
have,
okay.
What are what is the tree and the
this is,
caterpillar?
this is it's a ball caterpillar. Do I have a picture of it?
No. Well, as
Can
much
you like
as,
zoom into it more?
Take out two, I think the xylophone, the drums and the like 2 butterfly, 2 flowers.
Well, as much as I love the xylophone, maybe if we take that out, put 2 more drums in if they're lesser money.
Mhm.
And then
I'll
maybe
look and
take 1
see.
butterfly and 1 flower.
Yeah, I'll look, it's like the tree is, they're all just different musical bases. They all have the little,
Mhm.
you know,
Because the
things.
drums, they're more than 1 child can play at a time.
Right. I would not want to have, just 1 mushroom because.
No,
honestly, at
I,
least do
I'm
2, but yeah.
thinking to not
Yeah.
add another one and if we take away the xylophone.
Oh, okay, because the xylophone is cool.
Yeah, if we
But
take
it's
away the
pricey.
xylophone, then we can maybe get another
Mhm.
1, 2 mushrooms.
Okay.
So then we can keep.
I guess the question is, I don't want to put you on the spot either, guys, but this right in front of us, ballpark range of equipment wise, how much?
41 and change.
41?
Well, if we take the xylophone out, for instance.
I think
Oh, yeah, this came up to 41,595. Now, it's not gonna make a massive difference, but
Yeah,
when he priced it, I was planning on putting pour in place in here. So those are in-ground mount pieces of equipment, and now I'm changing my mind to put cement there because I think a concrete pad with some musical notes painted on it is gonna maintenance wise be better. So then I can flip over to surface mounted equipment, not grossly less money, but it is less money. 'Cause,
If that helps.
that'll help bring it in.
Well, again, like I said, as much as I love the xylophone, if we have more than 1 child can play on the drums.
Correct, yeah,
On the xylophone, it's 1 at a time.
yeah.
right now it's 13 items. I think we may
That-
need to look for an option for like at least 6 to
Mhm.
8 items.
If
What
we
is
go
the
back
tree?
to the design, aren't there like weird stepping stones and like, I thought, I think like 2 parts? What if you, no, not that, I think down
Are you talking about
the playground.
the one that you guys like the most?
Yeah, the one that we like.
Yeah, on the 5 to 12, he's got stepping stones, and I think he has a bunny or something in there.
I think
Yeah.
there's 5 and 12 steps. Are those expensive?
I don't know, I don't have, maybe I do.
And then, yeah, those little blue and green ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it might be taking something.
Here it is, right here.
Yeah, there's 2, so there's over there and there's
They
those,
keep
I don't wonder.
close to them.
Well, the stepping stones, you have to have certain distance apart from each other, so they'll have to work that out.
I'm just wondering if we got rid of those,
Yeah,
would that save money to get more music?
We'll see what they are.
I could live without those.
But he's got everything itemized down.
The bunny one's kind of cute, but I don't know how often kids are gonna be
Yeah.
jumping on it. Definitely for the older kids, I don't.
I don't know, it says, unitary stepper, small and medium. $1,200. Medium one was $3,400, stationary buttons. I don't know if that, maybe-
I say they can go.
Are these ones where you step on and it makes like noises or?
No,
Just a climbing thing?
no, I mean, you
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
supposed
to
to have
have
funny
all of those in
footprints.
the middle, but like, you're gonna have to have something. See that little one that gets you up onto that deck there, so you gotta have something there. But these are just like, stepping stones basically.
They could probably.
But we could probably get rid of the stepping stones and put bunny there, because they use if you want the bunny, they have different animals they can use for steps, or you can just use a stepping stone.
Like the little blue ones, step up,
Mm.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, and I think there were some in the older kids playground too. I wonder if you take this out.
I mean, it seems like, I don't know if, I can't tell by the description, but it seems like everything is like
Oh, those,
1,200 to 1,700.
I don't think we need those.
Well, I don't know, that might be,
Maybe just one step.
or that might be a part of getting onto.
That's the ninja thing?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it looks like one of them is, again, to your point. So maybe that is part of the ninja course, but
Mhm.
I'm just trying to look at stuff I don't know. If it's cheap, keep it, but if it's expensive and you want your dial one.
Again, I mean, the xylophone for me, because I just think it's fun. But having more drums encourages interaction between children. as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, yeah.
versus-
No, I-
yeah, that was the main
Yeah.
part of that part of the park I was trying to get.
Like in Disney, over in Animal Kingdom,
Mhm.
you always see those drums and lots of kids.
Mhm. Because for that moment in time, they forget what they can and can't do, and they're just playing together and having
Yes.
music and having a good time. And everything else just kind of falls by the wayside.
So Diane, this is what I have so far. So we're focusing on play more, no merry-go-round, one less slide. Potentially half a shade structure like the salmon one. Music's closer to the under 5.
Yeah, we're flipping it around.
Flipping it around, for the music part, only 6 to 8 items and more drums.
Yeah.
And we are removing the stepping stones.
Yeah.
Anything else? I think that's
I think
actually
that pretty
enough,
much
like,
covers it.
yeah. So hopefully that can bring
Oh,
it
and
down.
probably the xylophone.
You want the xylophone?
No, I thought we.
Quote it.
Well, see,
Float it,
what ideally would you like to get the concerto part down to? I think the xylophone,
I'd rather
I'd like
encourage
to suggest we might be of 6 to 8 pieces, like. for
I think the xylophone is your most expensive. The next expensive one is the mushrooms. Those are the more,
I'd rather add more mushrooms in.
and actually, I think that caterpillar is in the $5,000 range, so maybe we knock him out.
Yeah,
On this one, though, it had a musical area. Will that come down?
Yeah, I'm gonna have him take his musical stuff
Okay.
out.
So that'll come down.
Yeah,
This
and
one
we're gonna
is-
take that sensory item.
Yep.
In the beginning out.
but Diane also said if we remove a slide, we can add like some interactive
Panel
thing
there.
there.
Yeah, because you have to block that off so kids can't fall over. So
Yeah.
I'll see what kind of a panel he has, because this is where the kids in a wheelchair are coming down to get onto that rocker thing.
Yep.
So that would be something that they could stop and, play with before they get, onto it, something sensory.
Then if we did half a sale, like, do you think that would be closer to the 60 to 80,000 range instead of the 101?
I'm gonna give him the,
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes it could be more.
yeah, the main thing is we gotta make sure that, that the posts are gonna work.
Yeah.
Let me see how much. This is. Yeah, the Caterpillar ranges from 4,800 to 5,000, so that would get rid of that, would knock that down.
Yeah.
The flowers, the flowers are all between $1,600 and $1,800 a piece, and they have different heights. I think this is a xylophone 8,800. So just those two things out will knock a chunk of change off of it. And then maybe we can do 2 sets of mushrooms, like the 2
Yeah,
and 2.
I think that's a
you know.
good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time, Diane.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much for.
Thank you for waiting
providing
for me.
us with
Oh,
all
no
these
worries.
items.
I took a tour of Florida that I've never seen before, trying to get here today. I don't know. What it was like. So when, it's gonna take him probably a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So when, because I don't know what the progression is as far as when you guys meet again to decide, because you
We
do
meet
your
once a
thing
month.
first and then it goes to financial.
The
does it have to
finance
come back to?
committees. It may go straight to
To
the
them.
finance committee at this point, just to keep the ball rolling.
Oh, okay.
So we may be skipping a step from the rec committee, so that's why I just want to ask if there's anything else. that
I
you all
just share,
would-
not to,
Yeah.
my sharing it and you.
Oh, yeah. As soon as he gives it to me, yeah, I can share it with you.
That won't be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems we're pretty much all on the same page. so.
And that way we can kind of show, upper management, the board of directors, finance, that here's what it was going to look like. Here's the changes that the rec committee was trying to find, like some changes so we can add like a shade structure or whatnot. I'm just trying to get that shade structure lowered because I know that was an importance for. the
Yeah,
residents.
and that was coming in high. Well, everything was coming in high, the
Of
equipment,
course.
because we still have a whole bunch of other stuff to do before we
Yeah.
can see the pretty stuff.
Yes. And then you were saying earlier, this will probably be half a year or a whole year to complete.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that we can get the site survey and all that stuff done. I've got a couple more bids to get. And I would like to be, hitting the gate running like second half of January, as soon as I'm done putting all the Christmas stuff away.
Yeah.
But I mean, site work is gonna take, the electrician's gonna have to come in and do their thing. So I mean, we've got a couple of months of site work, which is fine because they gotta be working on them for many anyway.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna take the better part of the year.
Cause I was thinking is hard, like. big
When
event
is your busy
season-
busy
Busy season
on that
is
lawn?
January, and February, at least for spring. March, we can move stuff. March through May, we can move stuff and pushing it to June. July is busy with Fourth of July, obviously. After Fourth of July, it gets quiet till October, and then October, November, December, we're busy.
Oh, I wanna be, well, we won't be out of here by then.
Yeah.
So that's gotta be done, but, yeah, it's just, we're gonna have to, that's why I wanted, like, the planning stage, we're gonna have to think through. Where we're coming, we're gonna be coming through, I'm gonna keep the Great Lawn minimalized, but we're gonna be coming through in front of your stage.
Yeah.
So. Can we make the ugly white wall pretty with, your art committee, maybe painting it and maybe. And a little temporary stage, do you use the stage a lot?
Here and there, we do for concerts in the park, but we do have a stage we can put up. It's like a 6-panel stage. It won't look pretty, but it's something that to
Yeah.
show that we're trying, yeah, it's functional.
Yeah.
And now with Island Village, food game is almost done to be.
Can add more events.
There's a big open area there. There's a small area in Magnolia Park, you can use that.
Yeah, just the only thing you have to think about is just parking for these events.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of street parking over by there. The 2B, it's a little more precarious.
Yeah.
It's a little closed in.
Right. So that's just something that we'll obviously plan around.
Yeah, because we're not gonna be able to take the wall up and I can
Of course,
open up
yeah.
where the sidewalks are, but, and I'm gonna protect the turf, but it is gonna get buried. So,
Yeah.
I'm just trying not to drudge it. We're gonna be putting, plywood down so that we're not making, like you just bring a Jeep in and have a 4-wheeler event in there or something.
Exactly.
Whose
It's actually
sidewalks
fun.
are around the Great Lawn? At that?
Those are our pros, yeah.
And Sam, I think, but maybe with once it's fenced off, it's a wooden fence. I only know specifically with Colleen from Island Village, she has some very talented kids. Maybe we can make a section for the kids to put their artwork, like draw on there. Rather than putting on a piece of paper.
Right. Yeah, we would definitely have to get approval of the board of directors, because my only concern is once you start doing artwork, you get teenagers doing their own
Well,
artwork.
yeah, we don't need
And,
to turn it
you
to
don't need
graffiti
that, yeah.
heaven.
And you have to get, does that also have to go before the?
Probably ARC as well, of course, yeah.
Well, then that shoots that idea.
So it's just, well, no, they approved artwork before. We used to do fire hydrants, like paint the fake ones at the dog park. We were trying to do like a little art stroll or something.
nice.
So they approved it before, so.
Okay.
I just think if it was something other
It's
than
not
a
forever.
starchingly bright white wall.
Right, yeah.
Reminds you when the sun hits it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just, your logo and the little kid riding a bike and,
I was thinking like something like what they do at Epcot, like the numbers and residents who go paint.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
to see if I were in charge of the pool, that'd been a whole bikini bottom
Yeah.
backdrop over there. But just something, because it's gonna be, to make it not an eyesore, to make it blend in, make it exciting and.
Of course, yeah.
But, and if your art committee can do the sidewalk stuff, I'd rather see that than.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the teachers would be interested.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, this is a great start. We're excited to work with you, Diane, and see the alternative.
Gonna put Josh to work.
Yes, I appreciate
All
your
right.
time, so thank you again.
Not a problem. Appreciate you waiting for me.
No words. We weren't even that late.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Well, I was supposed to be here 15 minutes early, so. All of a sudden, I guess somebody got in an accident somewhere,
And this is January 2027?
So between now and then, once we select a playground vendor, then we can kind of start narrowing that down, but we gotta pick an electrician, site work, all that, so it's gotta be ready to go. Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's nice to see you come together.
It's fun.
Okay.
Okay,
So the next item we have is, the Celebration Art Circle. So there was a group, just short summary of this, there was a group that was, advertising that they wanted to do like an art circle, meeting at Ivy Village, Heritage Hall. So we tried to reach out to see what was going on. There was miscommunication, I guess, with Mattamy telling residents that you have the clubhouse 24/7 when you don't.
Fun misunderstanding.
A lot of misunderstanding, very nice residents, so we told them this is kind of the procedure. So they want to do like a weekly basis meeting in some kind of venue here in Celebration. Obviously, with our clubs, it's 2 complimentary hours a month. Any additional usage, if they want to book in advance, they have to pay hourly rates. However, there are some clubs that with a maximum of a 2-week notice, they can check their room to see if it's available. And if it is, we can give it to them complimentary, as long as they're not charging their members. So they understand that they only get 2 free months,
2 hours.
2 hours a month. And then if they need to relocate, they'll relocate. So I personally don't have any concerns with this group. I think it's great. We never had an art club. We've had our pop-ups, like art events here in Heritage Hall, and it seems like it's been a big hit. My only concern is when it comes to painting. I prefer them not to be at Island Village. I know you said they use water paint.
Yes.
But just my concern is just that building, once you let someone in with paint, someone else is gonna want it. So I'm trying to keep that building prestige.
Well, also, I did attend their meeting. I signed up for them when they first did this. I had never gone to them. It's a very small group. There was been a lot of miscommunications, and I said to them, you have to understand Nikki's apprehension, because you can't use oil paint, you can't use water, and acrylic paint. So if that spills, you're never getting it off the ground on the bricks. Oh, no, we only use occasion, we understand occasionally using watercolor, and they're not even using watercolor. They use watercolor like I use watercolor. I have a brush that has water in it. And paint, hard, solid, hand watercolors. Take the watercolor brush, you do it, you paint it. To clean it up, you use paper towel. It's not once do they need the bathroom to do it. But I'm sure if it was really a sticking point, you just tell them, unless it's somewhere that's approved, so to speak, to use watercolor, save that for another time when you're meeting somewhere else.
So are we here to approve them as a club tonight and
Yes.
tell them where they can do this, like the Jones
And the
Room?
limitations, they have to, they understand this, there were guidelines that they were not aware of.
Is the North Village meeting room open yet?
It's not, it's now a storage room, that town hall's closed.
Right.
Our goal in the future is to open that room and make it kind of like a Jones room per se. However, the door, it gets warped during the heat. So I would love to have like a second door, because all of our facilities have 2 doors, just in case there's an emergency. That's the reason why we actually don't have anyone in that room anymore. So if we get the blessing of the ARC committee in the future and add a second door, then that could be operational for.
So can this group meet in the Jones Room
They could be
instead
in
of
the
Island
Jones room.
Village?
Yeah, they could be in the Jones room, and then that way they have that open stage as well, if they wanted to paint outside or inside as well. Heritage Hall, I thought would be a great location, North Village Pavilion as well, if they wanted to use that outdoor area. I was just concerned about the Island Village Clubhouse. Now, obviously, if they're sketching and doing a different kind of
Mostly
art,
sketching.
yeah, I wouldn't mind the Island Village Clubhouse.
And there wasn't even though a lot of people are signed up for it, like everybody signs up on Facebook. There were literally 6 people, including myself there. It wasn't a large group.
But yeah, this would be to the committee to approve them as an official club, and they would work with management on this space. Obviously, they would get the 2 free hours, and if there's a maximum notification within 2-week notice and it's available, we would give them a room complimentary, as long as they're not charging their members.
No, they weren't.
And they'll know that.
Correct, yep.
Yeah, I'm sure that we can give them a guidelines of, all right, this is the actual things you have to abide by,
Correct, yes.
not hearsay. Not what someone told them, right from us. This is what you're expected of. This is expected of.
And with their application, I didn't print it out because I didn't want to waste too much paper as it is. But this goes over the non-rental periods. This is like the facility application. They have to submit a quarterly roster, like what we discussed with the committee, 75% residents. If they use any of our facilities for storage, they're gonna have to start paying either our monthly or yearly rates. If they use any of our staff time, it's gonna be $50 an hour. So they have a usage agreement included.
I think we should should approve them. And maybe have a subsequent little meeting with them to explain what we said to them.
Correct, yeah.
So, yeah, we hear a motion to accept this.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Approval.
Okay, so the next one is Embrace of Celebration. So they want to do their yearly music festival. I apologize, that's
Okay.
out of like a photo. On November 14th, as of right now, there's no concerns with that date that they're looking for. Last year, we charged them, hourly rates, staff time, equipment rates, but they got a 20% discount since they're a nonprofit. This year, Bettina and her organization wanted to provide 2 additional options. So option 1 was Town Hall would be the official event sponsor. So Town Hall would serve as an event sponsor for the 2026 Music Festival by providing an in-kind sponsorship of venue rental and application of Town Hall service fees, resulting in no cost to Celebration Embrace. In recognition of this support, Town Hall would be acknowledged as an event sponsor, and Embrace of Celebration would issue an in-kind donation receipt, noting that no goods or services were provided in exchange.
So she wants Town Hall to sponsor this event.
And basically cover the costs. So it would be complimentary for them to use the space, staffing, everything.
Have you ever done something?
So we haven't done that before. The only thing we've done in the past was for the marathon, obviously we waived their fees, but they were charged staff time. And this year, it was like 86 hours for the marathon of our staff time, so they were charged $4,300 recently. Pink on Parade, we've done it with Pink on Parade where we give them the equipment and they have to pay for staff time. It was roughly between the $1,500 to $2,000 range that Pink on Parade provided us. The reason why we've done that is it's a partnership and it gets our name out as recognition, but it's only a once a year situation. My only concern with this group is they meet already complimentary at the Jones Room on a weekly basis. Obviously, they do get kicked out if there's a rental because they're not being charged. But this will turn into a situation where if the Celebration Foundation finds out we do this, I know they're gonna be asking for free space, free equipment, free everything. So once I do it for one group, this is now a whole different ballgame for another.
What's the second option?
So the second option
And
is,
what happened in the past? This is not the first time they've done this event, right?
They were charged.
they were charged,
Okay,
20%
Discount.
discounted for being a nonprofit. Okay. Second option was. Okay, option 2, they would like this to be a discounted rate. So if full event sponsorship is not feasible, we would respectfully request consideration of a 50% or greater in-kind discount on the venue rental. This level of support would still make a meaningful difference and help preserve funds for our ongoing program. Again, you would get the same.
Yeah, precedent.
So instead of the 20%, they would like 50% off.
What do we do for
I'll see.
superhero and all of those? We give them free space rounds, we charge for staff time?
So with the superhero 5K, what we did is when they use Lakeside Park, they paid the hourly rates of Lakeside, but they got the in-kind sponsorship of the equipment. And then they would pay staff time if we did set up for teardown. The events that are happening off property, Pink on Parade, it's been kind of like a grandfathered in, I hate to say that. But we've given them all this equipment. It's like roughly like 16 10 by 10 tents. I want to say maybe 100 chairs.
But
And,
they don't use the freight log.
but they don't use
Yeah.
it. We just deliver
This
it.
is a facility.
This is the whole facility. The
Correct.
town's
But another one that I will bring up is a marathon. They do use Lakeside Park and the downtown area. It's once a year and they only get charged staff time. However, they have volunteers that help us with setup and tear down. But they get charged for 86 hours. So that's $4,300 that they give us per year.
Well, they're already getting a discount of 20%
There.
in the past. So I don't see any reason to change what we've done in the past.
don't like the option.
I'm trying to pull up last year's invoice.
Mhm.
So last year they used 250 white chairs, 28 6-foot tables, 8 10 by 10 tents, our 6-piece stage that we normally don't rent out. We put up a banner for them at Water Tower. They used 8 of our small round tables. They used Lakeside Park from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m. They were charged $3,156
For a month.
And that included your staff time?
It did of 4 hours because they didn't want to be charged additional, so they did their whole setup and tear down. We only set up certain things for them.
What about, what about the electric and everything?
What do you mean electric?
Well, they have the electric, that's I'm
Usage.
sure they have.
We don't charge anyone for the electric. It's usually included with the hourly rates. So if they're looking for half off just based off last year, we would only receive $1,578.
That doesn't sit well with me. Does everybody else like?
This really, is this, so it's a Monday night? Or
No,
is
it's a
this,
Saturday.
so date is wrong.
November 20th,
Oh,
November
sorry,
14th.
November 16th, or that's the 4th, sorry. okay.
Oh, sorry, it's November 14th.
14th, sorry. No, it's just,
Sorry, yeah, it's supposed to be
That's the
November
Sunday.
14th. You're good. Mike, what do you think?
I mean, you set a precedent, right?
Yeah.
It's so tough.
Makes
And
sense.
they're charging people too, right, to go in.
They are charging.
Yeah.
That's just
No,
you would normally
but that's
100%.
potential thousand
It's
people.
on it.
I leave it like for everybody else, because you're right. Population of years, all of it, all gonna want to stay there. And I didn't say no, there, no.
Exactly. On the property.
I think it should say what, I don't know, 20% labor. What do you want to do? Okay, so,
And how does this get publicized?
okay.
Wouldn't we maintain current practice?
I'm sorry?
Is that what we're?
Current practice,
Current
yes.
practice, that's our goal. So this is a big event, so I just need 2 approvals. So one to approve their event, since they do sell revenue off of our property. Well, not revenue, but just donations. And then the second one is to approve whether we charge them the full rate, 20%, 50% off, or no fees.
And do they know the rules of no alcohol and all that?
They will be reminded that they need a proper liquor license in order to sell
I went
alcohol.
through it all the last event, was it?
Last event.
That was, yeah, hard to avoid that. Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the event? And
I'll approve the event.
At the 20%.
no, with
The
the two
event.
separate things.
Just having the event.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Okay, there's a nay from Sue.
Okay.
The second motion would be to approve the rate of 20% discount, is it?
Yep.
20% discount, and they have to pay for staff time,
Same practices.
same practice as last time. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second,
Aye.
all in favor?
I,
Celia? Celia's nay.
Were you a yes, Colin?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Okay. So that motion passes.
Right, okay. Not done, no. Okay. I haven't really. Anybody have any feeling on this before?
I feel like this is over and over and over and over.
We've already denied it last year, even though by some miracle it was took place, but it was a Crow event.
We were at the one
We were at
Last
the
one.
events, yes,
volunteering.
volunteering. It's being requested now to have a meetup to approve updates, issues that with regarding Mattamy. See that part? He's talking about the big one. Of the base rental fee, but on his application, it says $75 to $100.
Yeah, he said, or $100 to cover any open, closing, timing, and then part of
I
it.
still don't think that's it.
What did,
And he's not charging, he's, when you reference
Well,
park
he
grounds,
will,
like,
he will be charging, I'm sure, well, the hearsay is
sure.
that he would charge a small fee. Whether it's per person or per family, I don't know.
For this?
Where do you see that?
no, I was just, it's like, what are you paying 20% as was approved for Spark, which is paying, so has classes.
Yeah, so-
Encourage different.
So I think there's some confusion. So first off, let's talk about Spark Grounds. They're considered a recreational park program. And just last month alone, they gave us $1,400 and that was their 20%.
My feeling is he's trying to compare apples and oranges.
That's not even, it's
One
one
of
of the
consideration.
consideration program
Correct, yes.
that is nearly all residents.
Mhm.
They're adding more things because residents love it.
Correct, yep.
My child was there today, like, and they've had it adapted to homeschooling and then they're offering camps and what
Yeah.
they're charging for camps frozen.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I see where he's got.
totally and completely
That's not-
different things.
We have to talk this up. I make a motion to deny the request.
If I would, I would second that.
I would love to have one for each village, one for Island Village, South Village, North.
But not
Village.
everyone
Well,
has
also too,
They've talked about that for years.
last time that we said no to this, it was the whole thing, it was exclusionary.
He has it
Only
anyway.
wanted to include the homeowners. And then there was some accusation that, okay, well, we'll include the renters. But we all decided at that time, no, it needed to be the entirety of Celebration. There are many other people who want to come down and meet the people in Island Village as well. And that wasn't really, that's what he was going for.
I guess my question is he asking for anything different than what we just gave him Brace? Is he asking for like a 20% discount and then you get paid staff time?
He's asking for the use of a
He
room
would
that
only
is
pay 20%. He
exclusionary,
wanted
Yeah,
80%.
that's what I'm-
He wants 80%.
that is exclusive to only Island Village.
But I guess the question, I mean, the
But the
question is,
20% is because they're a nonprofit.
I guess,
That's
so
what
then
the
does he
precedent
then,
is that-
does then he need to form a formal nonprofit entity and then we would give him 20% off?
This would not be a nonprofit. I think that would be great.
Well, you could
Silly.
form, or I mean, I'm just wondering, I mean.
For the benefits of Island Village?
You could if you wanted to.
Okay, so if you, as a Celebration resident, want to rent the clubhouse on the
Then
village,
you pay 100%.
what, no,
Right, or what?
No, you get a
what,
discount.
Nikki, what will it cost if he wants to rent the 3 hours, the Island Village clubhouse?
As a resident.
So as a
What will it
resident,
cost?
it's $125
An hour.
2-hour minimum.
2 hour minimum. So
And the cleaning.
Yep, the 125 times 3, that's already $375 plus a $200 cleaning fee, that's mandatory. You're already
That's
at
not
500.
returnable.
That's not returnable.
Usually I do my daughter over that and we spend like $500 to the town hall.
Yeah.
So
And then
if
you
you
have
want
to
to rent
Is
it
that-
and have this party, it's gonna cost you almost $500. He's asking to do it as a resident and only want to pay $100.
Yeah, I think Tom, I think it sounds like he can pay the full price. Or maybe you give them a 20% discount, or
No,
maybe
20.
yes.
20% discounts, that's bad precedent.
Well, I'm saying, but
Everybody
if he
else.
forms a nonprofit, then.
If he forms the
If he
nonprofit,
forms it, I guess he's telling me he pays 100%, or he can form a formal nonprofit and then give 20% off.
So the night they had it, the last one when he had Ludwig there, on Sunday night. Staff was being paid to sit there for his little party. And then staff was asked to leave, right? And then Captain and I sat there.
we stay.
So for his party, staff had to be on hand. And that shouldn't pay,
Yeah, I think he has to pay for all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he only wants to pay $100.
No. Yeah, I would have to 20%, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
If-
But I'm just saying, I think the response should be, you can, if formal nonprofits get a 20% discount, or you pay full price.
Yeah.
Or you open it up to everybody with celebration ID.
Well, then you still have
That's
to
the way,
pay full
that
price.
is what was supposed to be that night.
Yeah, it's supposed to be everybody. And, you know, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I was in the uncomfortable position of, I saw somebody that I knew who lived in the apartments. I said, oh, hey, why don't you come on? And it was said to my face, he's not dressed appropriately.
He was at the pool, he was fine.
Yeah.
Just,
This one again, gonna go around to the board.
No,
Okay.
no.
so we just vote on it.
So in its current incarnation, I say, I believe that we should deny it. If he wants to form the nonprofit, then that's fine. Because this isn't just for one event. I believe he wanted 3 of them.
Okay.
I mean, if he wants, I'm sure Jim will watch this. If he wants to form the nonprofit and represent it at that moment, then we can reconsider it at that time, but it's in its current
You
incarnation.
can pay, I mean, it doesn't seem
He
like
needs
much.
to
You
pay
can-
full
you
price
pay
and
for
not
space.
bill.
And if there are this many individuals coming, you could split it, right? And
If he decides to do that, but then he'll have to, he still would, I would think, have to lay out the initial money and then try to recoup it. And additionally, in the past, Mattamy has sponsored the purchase of refreshments. If he, I don't know if it's kosher, so to speak. If he's a nonprofit, is that still permitted for Mattamy to sponsor their?
Okay, that'd be fine.
That'd be, okay, so that's good. But if he wants to pay for this, and this becomes a private event now, would he still be permitted to ask Mattamy to sponsor for the refreshments? It's a private event.
Well, that's something
That's
that's there,
very
have to.
That would be the decision.
Yeah.
couldn't he be the resident and they were the, like, if he were to write this up versus have them pay for the three events?
That would be
We're talking
Mattamy
about
decision,
$100, right?
but.
You can just pay out each.
Yeah, but we're not talking, he needs to pay the price that everybody
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
is
that's what I'm saying,
paying.
like,
Yeah, actually, I like your idea,
Yeah.
it's just. We break it down, this is how much it's gonna cost, and he could go to Mattamy and say, can you cover it for the Island Village
Cause
resident?
he could be the resident who sponsors
Right.
that.
And
on
on
their
their
behalf.
money from them for one
And
time.
it still
or three
allows it
times.
to be, hey, welcome to the new area. And
Well, it's not gonna be the new area. This is still Old Island Village.
Yeah.
The new area, once the amenity center was open, we had been discussing sponsoring a meet and greet for the entirety.
oh, what's next?
But that's another year and a half down the line.
Okay,
To
so,
deny.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we have either, what Colin said, either provide 20% if he's a nonprofit or pay full price.
Or he could sponsor.
Or Mattamy could sponsor. They could pay and he's the celebration resident.
So Mattamy's gonna pay the $500?
Well,
That
he
would
would
be
have,
between him and.
right, he would have to reapply.
Right.
Under this,
So we're
Um,
denying this.
we're denying this application. If everybody's is of the same thought. Okay, so do we hear a motion to
I'll make
deny
a
this
motion.
application? Second, all in favor? Aye.
Who seconded it?
Mike.
Sorry.
speaking of Pink on Parade, so they're back again. We have a pretty good partnership with Advent Health. They sponsor a lot of Crow events. They are going to be sponsoring a lot of Crow events, which you'll see their names a lot more, especially for the 30th anniversary. They've also utilized, the East Village open field for, I believe kickball. They did, North Village volleyball court. They gave us $1,100 for each one. And now they're reaching out about Pink on Parade, their annual 5K. So this one, they would like 14 10x10 tents, one 10x20, and 48 chairs. They would like the fees to be waived for us to be an in-kind sponsor. However, they would pay for staff time. So looking up last year's staff time, they were charged $650. The equipment that they would like to use would be basically, the fee would be waived of $896. But they would pay the $650 for staff time.
Seeing as we've already done this in the past and there is history.
Are they, they're a big donor, right, to Carla?
They will be this year. They've been doing great sponsorships. They donated the snow. That was $3,000 for Holiday Fest. They're trying to be more like sponsorship wise with Town Hall. They donated a good chunk of money for 4th of July last year. They're looking at being a sponsor for Founder's Day for this year.
So how do you feel about waiving the staff time also?
I would avoid waiving the staff time, especially with if Embrace finds that out. I just don't want to go through.
You know, do we charge Embrace for equipment?
We
They're being charged for the Great Lawn. That's different.
The Great Lawn, but they're not being charged for equipment.
let me triple check that.
But they also, they also.
So, no, they were charged 20% off on the Great Lawn and equipment fee. So they were charged equipment fees as well.
And staff.
And
But they
staff.
also don't give
They don't give back.
that.
Well,
Well, they give back to.
No, I see what he's saying. He wants to try to. keep
to me,
it-
it's cleaner if admin gives less money for something else, but they pay for the equipment, if that's the precedent with that. But that.
What do you mean?
I'm okay with it because this has been current practice for many years
And
now.
also, they also donate money for the other things too, so.
So I think that's where I was at with, I know it gets confusing, but
Well, they're a
Embrace
sponsor.
doesn't pay, like, if Embrace did not utilize their rooms and it's a once a year thing, I would be on board of saying, let's waive fees here and just do staff time. But also, like, Advent Health has been paying hourly rates everywhere else, have been being really good sponsors for us. I think we have a great relationship for them that we can avoid equipment fees and just go with staff time.
For once a year.
For once a year. If it now becomes like a reoccurring that they're looking for fees, waivers, that's a different discussion.
Can we make it a motion to approve it?
Motion to approve,
Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Mike, how do you feel?
I feel right, well,
We're good.
Okay.
It's issue out.
Okay.
I'm in favor.
Okay. Finally, we have the pool request from the K-18 Island Village. We've done this one for this is the third year in a row now?
I think this is the second year for Island Village, but we've done it a good amount, like 4 times already for Lakeside pools.
Okay.
So I think this program is beneficial. It's obviously a swimming program for both the elementary schools. I would like to continue with this program and waive the fees. However, if they do require any staff time, they would be charged, which they have not utilized any of our time. We would just post this well in advance, just so residents are aware if they wish to swim. Or if they do not want to be disturbed at a specific time, they know that there's a school coming in on property. They give us lifeguard credentials as well. They provide their own lifeguards for this event. But this is one of our cornerstones, education and health. So I would like to continue with
It's
it.
also off season. It's April.
Yeah, yes.
This is,
I mean,
I would motion.
I would too. Is there a motion? to approve? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, we're approved.
Sorry, who's second on looking? Is that Celia? I know.
Yes.
Okay, so, next month's conversation will be about town hall fee structures. And we can go further into the other fee structures about the complex. But town hall is set to open,
Yeah.
towards summertime, so.
Awesome.
But that's soon, and our goal is to have our first official reservations in August. So we would love to get that finalized, by next month, so we can get the blessing from the board in April.
Beautiful.
So if there's anything else that, anyone would like on the agenda, feel free to let me know. You can send me an email and we can further discuss items. And then just a reminder, April 15th, applications are due. You can send them via email to myself and I have to pass them along to the appropriate staff.
Or if you'd like to fill it out right now and hand it to me. Mike?
Sorry, I can't.
But is there any comments from the committee?
When are we thinking the March?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Could it be a Monday night again,
Yes, that works good.
like the 23rd?
I won't be here, but
There's none.
The only night that's not good for me is the 16th. Everything else is fine.
Yeah, I can do.
And I'm not good for the 30th.
Oh. What's the 23rd?
23rd.
Is the 9th too soon?
Nope, March 9th in here is, covenants and art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, listen. Actually, I could probably work the 16th in. My husband's daughter's coming that day. I think that's the day she's going home.
So,
So that
yeah,
meeting-
there's just a condo council meeting. Celia, are you on those meetings?
No.
Huh? Okay. So if we did do the 16th, we would just have to push it back to 6:30 to start time.
That's okay with me. How's everybody else?
I can't do
The
this.
16th.
I can't do this, the 9th, I can't do the 16th, and I can't do the 30th, sorry.
Celia, come on.
No.
You have two.
Birthday,
Yeah.
anniversary.
Yes, yep. We only got through in like 3 hours. We only got through a handful of the
Oh, Lord.
reviewing of the design guide.
Is this moving forward?
It is. It is slowly.
Oh, wow.
We're getting there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But we have another 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh, gosh. That's rough.
Is ready to do March 24th.
I'm sorry? March 24th?
Back yet, but
Where are you going? Can we come to?
I know the cruise. My daughter was like, no birthday party.
Can anyone do the 31st, March 31st?
Oh, that's.
I figured that.
Yeah, that's fine. A long time in between. Is no other time, like maybe in the middle of the month, good for anyone? Or is that
Anything you do March 31st, Catherine?
Yeah.
Nikki?
I can do March 31st.
You don't want to try to have it a little sooner than that?
So the problem is March is like a month where it seems like everybody's
Jammed.
Yeah. It seems
Right.
like everyone has booked.
You got some great break too.
All right, so then 31st is fine.
What time?
Probably 6, right?
Yeah, it'd be the 6th to 8:30 pattern.
March is a busy month with the new board taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are they going to pick when are the new committees gonna take their seats? In April?
And I want to say it's April, if not, it'd be the May meeting.
Yeah,
Because April was the when's the cutoff?
April 15th, so it may not be, their first meeting may not start till May.
But we haven't even, like, service areas haven't been notified yet.
Right.
So what we normally do is until they decide, we just continue as it's a.
Okay.
Yeah.
The March 31st.
First, yeah. Anything else?
Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah.
Okay, put everybody on my calendar. Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we're all set.